Right. So hopefully we're live. Let me check on the iPhone. Let me check. Yeah, looks okay. All right. What is this? YouTube. Okay. YouTube. Let me check the audio. 1 second. The message. Okay. Eat and drink and be merry. La la la. La 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 la. Okay, StreamYard, and StreamYard here. And take the room from here and put the room in. And after AC and freezing. La la la. All right. So let's talk about some papers. So we need to finish the second postulate. We need to start the first postulate. We need to discuss, well, we have a list. Also, I created another file. Yeah, the ether flux. This one, ether flux theory to explain general relativity. We have another paper that is, I guess it's easy to just create files for papers. So we have another paper that is, what do you call it? Dark energy, ether. I think it's ether creation as dark energy, lambda CDA, whatever, dark energy, lambda CDA, cosmic. What is CDA? What is CDA? Let's write. Well, we have lambda. I have Greek. So lambda CDA. No. So we need to switch to English. CDA. Let's look this up. Define lambda CDA. No definition. Okay, can we look it up on the Google machinery? Let's copy, paste it. Lambda CDA. It seems you're referencing, but the context of meaning it's unclear. Lambda is often used for CDA. Critical discourse analysis, compact disk. No. Oh, wait. Maybe lambda minus CDA. Something specific, possibly. Lambda CDA? Lambda CDA. It's not lambda CDA. What's the name? Oh, it's that lambda. That's lambda, which is constant. But what is CDA? Cold dark matter. Okay, cold. CDA is cold dark matter. What do we got? So this lambda. So where is it? Is it this one? I guess it's this one. Okay. That's lambda CDA. So this is Okay, so we have ether flux. So this is lambda CDA. Okay, so this is going to be, wait, this is ether create. We didn't start writing ether creation somewhere? I don't get it. Proof, a list. This should be last. Ether flux. I thought I wrote it somewhere. Okay. So this is going to be ether creation. Dark energy. I guess I didn't hit enter or something. Okay, ether creation is dark energy, lambda CDA. Yay, 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 yay. Okay. Oh, let's get back to our paper. Any idea for other papers? We'll just create new documents. And okay, so let's see what. Okay, notice that these are all postulates. These are all the assumptions that I'm making in this paper. Notice that we can make our clock more complex, such as add horizontal clock. However, this will not change the measured speed of the waves because the definition of speed is distance divided by ticks. The distance never changes as the rubber ducky does not stretch, and the tick never changes as the metric of time. Okay. I want to add a thank you, but I don't know his name. I don't know Mr. Sinas. Mr. Sinas. I don't know what name I should put. Okay. This special I'd like to thank my good friend Sinus who wrote this paper. References, I don't think, are we making any references to any paper? Should we make? I mean, we're referencing Einstein's special relativity second postulates. I guess we should reference that. How do you reference that? What's the reference? Does it have an ISBN or something? So how do I reference Einstein's? Well, we know the name of the paper. Have Einstein. Okay, how do I reference this guy? How do I reference on the okay? To reference Albert Einstein paper on the published in the German physics journal Annalen der Physik, use the following format: Einstein 1905 über die Elektro whatever. Okay, so it showed up. Okay, fine, whatever. Keep turning the AC on and off. Temperatures fluctuating. Okay. So we need to reference the original, but also we need to reference the translation. This is the paper. There you go. We need to reference the translation. How do I reference? So let's take the translation. They don't they don't give us any more information. I don't know how to reference this thing. This is the English translation. For me, lab. But how do I reference this paper? To say that in working on this problem here dealt with, I have had a lawyer assistance on my friend Besso, and that I am indebted to him for several valuable suggestions. We do. How do we reference this? Okay, let's just take the link. And how do I reference this thing? To reference a document, available author, title, citation, Einstein, listed on a personal website and lacks a DOI, it is recommended to include the URL in the citation for reproducibility, and accessibility purposes. So if someone's private server, Formulab, I mean, everything is a private server. Reference a document speziell Relativity und die Maxwell'schen Gesetz concerning the special theory of relativity and the electromagnetic equation of Maxwell by Albert Einstein, available at this author year, translation 1923, publisher not available as it is a PDF hosted on a personal website. Let's just give them the link. Just the link. Just maybe write English translation. Translation. URL. Okay. What else? What other references are we made? I think this is the only reference. Okay, what I did want to do, I do want quotes. I want to put the quote. I want to have a quote from Shankar, how he says that the universe has conspired against us. Where is so what I want is Shankar, special relativity. Murthy Shankar, Yale. That should be it.
Equals x minus ut
Oh,
is what we used to say in the old days. And the converse of that is x equals x prime plus ut. But now we'll admit the fact that maybe a t and t prime are no longer the same. But that's not all we do. I will say, whenever you give me a length x prime, I just don't buy it. I take any length you give me and I stack it up by a factor of gamma to get the length according to me, the coordinate according to me. And you will take any answer I give you and you multiply it by the same factor. In other words, we don't buy our units of length. So if you say it should be x prime plus ut prime, right? That's your formula backwards for me, units of length. That's not all we do. T, this. Maybe I'll do it all in one blackboard. So here's how you find it. But they're saying it's not. Or something has to give in length, measure, brought it back to the front. The price you have to pay is to give up your notions that length and time that you have to modify. It was 26 years, but something has to give. So you let the length be 4 times what I expect. Not only something wrong, specifically, I would say meters were buddies and within this. So one option, let me repeat what he said. I would say your meter sticks are being somehow shorter. So what you insisted is C. The right at 3/4 of C to do this. Cities are computed and applied the velocity. A new rule for connecting X and T, and that's not property of the Newtonian formula I wrote down, W equals V minus. Finally, you're talking about a pulse of light. That is true. You should get 150, but you keep going to 200 minus to give up all the other cherished notions of Newtonian. Okay, you've gone beyond mechanical phenomena, because once you take this uniform motion, big problem. Because he has said, why light behaves this way? Light behaves this way because it's part of the big conspiracy to hide uniform motion.
there you go. It's part of the big conspiracy to hide your uniform motion. So the universe has conspired, no less.
Yes, the light, it has to do with the velocity of light being a single number, which has to have the same value for everybody. Okay, so it looks like he has solved the big problem. Because he has said, why light behaves this way? Light behaves this way because it's part of the big conspiracy to hide uniform.
That's the explanation. So his theory is that the universe has conspired against us. That's literally his theory. That is his theory. It's a scientific theory, everyone.
Yeah, so it looks like he has solved the big problem. Because he has said, why light behaves.
Okay, we need the transcript. Let's access the transcript. La la la. Na 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 na. All right. There are two theories. One, we don't discuss. Where is it? I don't get it. Let's move back. Play it again. Where's the word conspiracy?
Which has to have the same value for everybody. It's not just the light, it has to do with the velocity of light being a single number, which has to have the same value for everybody. Okay, so it looks like he has solved the big problem.
Where is that? I don't get it. 46, 16. Well, we're at 4621, so it's this one. There is no symmetry between people in non uniform relative motion, as I said, non uniform motion. Create effects. So I don't think the Google, the YouTube translation or whatever closed caption figured it out. They didn't catch the word conspiracy.
being a single number which has to have the same value for everybody. Okay, so it looks like he has solved the big problem.
Where are these words? It looks like he solved. Hello. Okay.
You seem so sad. What's wrong with you?
What do you mean, Evil Trent? Who is Evil Trent Horns?
I'm a debater. A lead debater.
Hmm.
So, uh,
Mm-hmm.
how you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm fine. So, can you guess who I am?
No,
Patrick?
no, I cannot. It says
Alright.
I am Andrew, but I don't know. I don't know who you are.
You're super intelligent. It says I'm Andrew. So you don't know who I am. Yeah. Great.
Mm-hmm.
So wait, by the way, I can be like talking to you for a decade. I'm free. I'm finally free.
I don't
No
believe.
Wi-Fi connections, no any issues with my internet. Yeah, I'm free.
I don't believe it.
I swear to God, which you don't believe in, but I believe in that.
Wait.
Just trust me.
So you believe in
Trust me.
God?
I do believe in God,
Wow.
but
Mm-hmm.
the problem,
Mm-hmm.
the huge problem when you're talking about believing in God,
Mm-hmm.
God is not scientific. Science is basically the study and the analyzation of nature phenomena, and God is not within nature. If you believe in God, you believe He's beyond nature. Therefore, He wouldn't be included by science, which would be a problem when you're trying to argue God existing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
You
you're
yourself
lying.
agree. Huh?
You're lying.
Lying?
Yeah.
Wait, do you mean there's a mistake within my talk or mistake within my belief and hypothesis?
No, you're lying. There's no mistake. You're just lying.
Long?
Lying.
Lying?
Lying.
But lying is mistake because it's mistaken the true and personificating the false.
No, you're not mistaken. You know exactly what you're doing. You're lying.
Oh, so you basically mean I'm delusional. Basically, like, with no offense, you mean I'm delusional.
No, I mean you're
You mean
lying.
that? Yeah, lying when you know you're not telling the truth is basically what's called as delusional.
No,
When you
no,
imagine something which you know it doesn't really exist
no.
for some circumstances. So can you please explain?
You're lying. There's nothing to explain. You're lying. You're a
Give me
liar.
more context. Give me more context when it comes to lying. Like something which is
You
amplified to
claim
me.
you claim something is true that you know is not true. That's it.
So it's called a delusional.
No, no.
Oh, you're trying to be like I know you're trying to be like polite, yeah. All
No, I'm
right.
not being
Anyways,
polite. No, there's no
oh,
politeness. I'm not polite. I'm being honest. You're
uh-huh.
lying. Let's go. Let's continue.
Oh,
Anyway,
yeah. Let's continue.
what do you want to? Do you want to? Are you familiar with my paper? Do you want to talk about my paper? Do you have questions in physics?
Sure, but I can't see it. Maybe in your live stream I can, but in Discord I can't.
So why don't you
Oh, are
join?
you watching some videos?
No,
Yeah, sure.
why don't you join my live stream? Click on
I
the
did.
link with the 6W at the end.
6W.
Yeah, on the side
There is
chat.
not any link with 6W. Oh, such chat. All right. Yeah, my bad.
Mm-hmm.
6W. Oh, so we can talk there
That's
or
yes, the
just talk
best.
from here.
Yeah. No, here's no good. It's not good.
All right.
Hmm. Meanwhile,
Holy
I
shit.
will sing a song. It goes like this. Doo-doo-dum. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
By the way,
Mhm.
can you like are you capable of doing another live stream after you finish yours? Of course.
What do you mean another live stream?
Like you're doing a live stream talking about physics and about the proof of Einstein special relat- relatively. Second, what do you mean by second post postulate? What do you mean by second postulate?
Postulate. His,
Postulate.
there's two
What does it mean?
assumptions. Einstein made two assumptions.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm talking about the second assumption. I am showing that the second assumption is not an assumption, that
Oh,
it is a consequence.
true.
Well, I don't know what true means. It's just a consequence of the way the time is measured.
So can it be empirically proven
Wait,
or scientifically proven?
the browser has blocked your mic and camera?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I have no clue. I have absolutely no clue.
Hmm.
Like,
It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, what's the question?
anyways, I'm watching
Hmm.
your stream.
It's,
Uh, yeah. So please, can you specify what are those two assumptions?
I can specify the second. They're both nonsensical. I can prove them both, so they're not assumptions. But
Yeah,
you can probably figure out the second from the first, or the second from the first, or the first from the second. I'm just
yeah,
going for the second because that's the one that like everyone considers the second one to be more surprising. Are you watching my stream?
yeah.
Okay, so here is Professor Shankar, and here is what he has to say about the constant speed of
It
light.
has to be the velocity of light being a single number, which has to have the same value for everybody. Okay, so it looks like he has solved the big problem. Because he has said why light behaves this way. Light behaves this way because it's part of the big conspiracy to hide uniform motion.
So he says that there is a big conspiracy to hide uniform motion. I'm just looking at where he says it in the transcript. I can't find it. There is no symmetry between people in non-uniform. I don't think it's symmetry. I think it's conspiracy. So I don't think we're able to use the transcript. Can you hear me? Evil trend horns. You can hear what? Did you hear? Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, I dislike the video?
Yeah, you did.
Let's see if I made a comment. Oh, oh, because the comments are turned off. Every video that the comments are turned off, I dislike. In instant. What do you mean? I don't like comments. I don't like comments turned off. I dislike it. I mean, that's the reason. I don't like, right? Listen to the words. I don't like comments are turned off. I don't like it. So you ask me, no, no. Begging the question, no, begging the question, there's no begging the question here. I don't know. There's no, there's no, I actually do, but we can come back to begging the question. Right now, I want to answer, so I'm wondering what you don't understand. I dislike the fact that comments are turned off. That's it. That's why I dislike the video because the comments are turned off. You don't. That's my policy. Hmm. Begging the question, the way I understand it, is basically re-asking a question. It's like it's like answering the question, but instead of answering and it's anything you do in a debate that you're basically re-asking the question or a question. No, no. I don't think that's begging the question. Begging the question is is you're causing me you it's like you're pretending either intentionally or non-intentionally to answer the question, do something, refute. You're pretending to be making an argument, but really all you're doing is you're forcing me to ask you the same question again. Yeah, let me see.
Send you a link from Logical
Well,
Fallacious.
I don't
You
know
can
if
check.
I agree with him. Let's see. Any form of argument where the conclusion is assumed in one of the premises. Many people use the phrase begging the question incorrectly when they use it to mean prompt one to ask the question. That is not the correct usage. Begging the question is a form of circular reasoning.
Circular reasoning.
Yeah, I disagree with him. Yeah, that's
But Socrates, you know who's Socrates? Socrates.
no, no.
Basically,
Circular reasoning is circular reasoning. Begging the question is begging the question. It's not the same.
so why it's not the same? What's
I
the
need
reason?
I need to think of a case of begging the question. Let's see. Let's try to do this. So you asked me, why did you dislike? There was no begging the question, so that's not a good example.
Why?
Let's.
Why it's not? Why there is
I
no any
need to
begging of the
remember. I
question?
need to. I need to come up with a case of begging the question.
I can go ask ChatGPT. Maybe he can
Yeah,
give me
we
some
can try.
circumstances
Yeah, let's
if
try.
ChatGPT is up.
Let's try. What is begging the question logical fallacy? Fallacy. Begging the question is a logical fallacy where the argument's premise assumes the truth of the conclusion instead of supporting it. In simpler terms, it is when the argument takes for granted what it's supposed to prove. This fallacy occurs when the conclusion is implicitly or explicitly assumed in the premises, leading to a circular argument where the argument's logic essentially goes in a loop. Let's see. Example. hmm,
Read the book is
Person
good for you.
A reading books is good because it is beneficial to read.
Beneficial to read.
No, that's not begging the question. But why is reading books beneficial?
Why it's not
Because
begging that question?
that's just circular reasoning. That's not begging the question.
Yeah. But circular reasoning can be a form of begging that question because
No,
you're basically
no,
going through circles.
no.
Why?
That's that's circular reasoning. That's not begging the. It's not. It's just not. Here,
So
let's
let me give
continue.
you a
Yeah. Let's continue. Let's
yeah.
continue reading. Statement: reading is beneficial because it improves reading skills. Explanation: the argument assumes that reading is beneficial without providing independent evidence, essentially restating the conclusion improves reading skills. Reading. Oh, no, I don't think that's begging the question. Where's the question? Where is where? Look, ChatGPT is wrong because where's the begging and where's the question? Who's begging? There's no begging and there's no. Oh, you. Oh, he disconnected. Yeah, yeah. So his internet is now much better. He's not gonna disconnect. Disconnects after 1 minute. Yeah. Um. Statement reading. What? Why it's a fallacy? No. But that's not. I don't think that's begging the question. There's no question here, and there's no begging. So sorry, ChatGPT. Sorry, ChatGPT was trained on the internet, and the internet is wrong about this. So That's the end of that. Let's see what we got here. Creates effects which can destroy me and not destroy you. See, this is, wait, this is completely nonsensical. Creates effects which can destroy me and not destroy you. I mean, that's obviously not what he just said.
Okay, so it looks like he has solved the big problem because he has said.
So it looks like he has solved a big problem between observers in uniform relative motion. That's not what he just said. Let's see. Conspiracy. Let's look for the word he doesn't find the word conspiracy. So yeah. Where is the transcript? We need the transcript. Show transcript. So we don't have a transcript, so we need to listen to what he says and
Number which has to have the same value for everybody. Okay, so it looks like he has solved the big problem.
So okay, cause he
has said why light behaves this way. Light behaves this way because it's part.
Okay, so he has said, why does light behave this way? Let's do it normal speed.
The big conspiracy to hide uniform motion. This way, light behaves this way because problem. Because he has said why light behaves this way.
Why light behaves this way. Okay, I'm gonna use a notepad to write this. Okay, so why light behave this way?
He has solved the big problem.
Okay, he has solved the big problem. He has solved the big. He has solved the big problem.
Because he has said why light
behaves this way.
Light behaves this way. Light behaves this way because it's part of the big conspiracy.
Because part of the big conspiracy
to hide uniform motion.
To hide uniform motion.
But you will see that you have made a terrible bargain now. See that to hide uniform light behaves this way. Like he has solved the big problem.
He has solved the big problem or a big problem?
Okay, so it looks like he has solved the big problem.
He has solved the big problem.
Because he has said why light behaves this way. Like
why light behaves this way.
It behaves this way because it's part of the big conspiracy.
Because it's part of the it's part of the big conspiracy
to hide uniform motion.
To hide uniform motion. Okay, we have it. So I'm going to take it to our Okay, so I think we should have it in the introduction. Before the setup, this is because why are we writing this paper? We're writing this paper. So it's a YouTube lecture? No. In his lecture, Professor, oh, I'm not sharing, okay. Professor Shankar said all this. Why light behaves this way? Because it's part of the big conspiracy to hide uniform motion. Okay, in his lecture, so we need to reference the lecture. This is the lecture. Let's just bring it back.
Light behaves this way because it's part of the big. Because he has said, okay, so it looks.
Okay, so this is the timestamp. In his lecture, Professor Shankar, and this is, I don't know, should I put Shankar? What year is this? This is 08. Okay, and then in the references, I'll put the link. Let's put this is 12 Introduction to Relativity. I'm copying from here to here. So this is 12 Introduction to Relativity. What else do we know about this lecture? Well, this is the link. Oh, we have the link already. Okay, this is Yale courses. How do I copy Yale courses? Fundamental of Physics. I guess this is the name of the course. Introduction, fundamental. This is the link and the timestamp. We need to mention where is his name? Historic overview goes. 1 second. So Maxwell's theory, Galilean, Lorentz transformation are discussed. Complete course materials are available at Yale online Yale Edu. This course was recorded fall 06. Okay. Okay. It's good enough. But how do we know it's Shankar? We need, oh, there it is. For more information about Professor Shankar's book, based on the lecture from this course, that's his book. Yale University, no books found. Okay. As we transition our order fulfillment and warehousing to Norton, select titles may temporarily appear out of stock. We appreciate your patience. Course books. Okay, so no book. For more information, Shankar book based on the course. I don't have access to the book. This is Professor Shankar. Is this Professor Shankar? Is he Professor Shankar? Let's look up Professor Shankar. Yeah, that's him. Ramamurthy Shankar, American physicist. Pantheon, Yale, Edu. 47 is the Josiah Willard Gibbs Professor of Physics. He received his BTech electrical engineering from Indian. So what kind? So he's an electrical engineer. So electrical engineering, Indian Institute of Technology, Madras. PhD, theoretical particle physics from University of California, Berkeley, 74. New Delhi, British India. Okay. Principles of quantum mechanics, selected publications. Okay, let's see if he ever said this thing about the conspiracy about the speed of light. So let's take no. So let me take his name. Let's research his name again. So let's take his name with the word conspiracy. Has he ever been recorded saying based on Professor conspiracy theories or scandals? Oh, it's a different guy. These are different people. No single unified Professor Shankar conspiracy. Conspiracy to hide uniform motion. No. Motion, nothing. 14 conspiracies. Conspiracy of silence. No. Yeah. No. Okay, whatever. He said it in the lecture, and that's all I need. So we can close the rest of the pages. Okay, we have a quote. Do we have his name? Let me take his name, Professor. So we found out that's his name, Professor Shankar. Oh, we have his full name. Let's take his full name. Search. So his name is this. Let's go back to our paper. Okay. So, okay, la 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 la. And we're going to put his name here. Okay. Okay, where is Sinus? What's going on with Sinus? Are you done eating? Okay. Checking for any interesting messages. Wait, I need to update you guys that we need to. Okay, tomorrow we have a good date. And yeah, I don't think I told you that we need to deliver the stuff that I bought her. Jesus Christ, she's so hot. The stuff that I bought her, I need to deliver it to her next time I see her. Okay. Okay, next. Okay. What is. Oh my god. What's. So this was. This was Shankar. So we have Shankar. We have the quote. We never said that. We never mentioned Herr Einstein. Let's mention Herr Einstein. So Einstein, 1905. Einstein, well, where? I mean, 1905, he had a bunch of papers. We need to say which paper. So Einstein, 1905. Einstein, 1905. Okay, Einstein 1905 is this one. Okay, Einstein 1905. Oh, this is Shankar 06. So Shankar 06. This is Shankar 06. Shankar 06. Just say Shankar. In his lecture, Shankar said he Einstein, had solved the big problem why light behaves this way, because it's part of the big conspiracy to hide uniform motion. It's not so clear what I mean by what the heck is this quote. We need to clarify the quote.
So it's not just the light, it has to do with the velocity of light being a single number which has to have the same value for everybody. Okay, so it looks like he has solved the big problem. A single. So it's not just the light. For example, gravitational waves travel at the speed of light. So it's not just the light, it has to do with the velocity of light being a single number. It has to be light itself. That velocity is the.
So in 06, he already knew about gravitational waves? That's interesting.
Velocity of light. By that, I don't mean it has to be light itself. That velocity is. There's only one velocity that can have the same answer for all people. That velocity is the velocity of light. By that, I don't mean it has to be light itself. For example, gravitational wave.
But we know that's not true. We know that quantum entanglement occurs instantaneously across the entire universe.
Waves travel at the speed of light. So it's not just the light, it has to do with the velocity of light being a single number which has to have the same value for everybody.
Okay. That's a good quote.
Single. So it's not just the light, it has.
So it's not just light. So it's not just light.
To do with the velocity of light being a single.
It has to do with the velocity of light.
So it's not just the light, it has to.
So it's not just, I think he said the light.
For example, gravitational waves travel at the speed of light. So it's not just the light, it has to
So it's not just the light. So it's not just that. It has to do with the velocity of light.
do with the velocity of light being a single number.
Being a single number,
Which has to have the same value.
which has to have the same value
For everybody.
for everybody.
Okay, so it looks like he has solved.
Okay, so it looks like he has solved
the big problem.
the big problem. This already we have. Okay. All right. Okay, so we need maybe to bring this out like this. Can we? I wanna like how do you insert a quote? Insert a quote. How do you insert line chart horizontal smart chips? Signature special. There's no quote. Table of contents. Okay, there's no quote. There's no insert a quote. What's this? No. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, it's not just the light. Maybe, I don't want to say 3 dots. It's not just the light. It has to do with the velocity of light being a single number, which has to have the same value for everybody. Period. Okay. So it looks like Einstein, has solved the big problem. Why light behaves this way. Because it is part of the big conspiracy to hide uniform motion. In his lecture, Shankar said, oh my god, this is so difficult. Writing a paper is really, really painful. It's really painful. It's really painful. Really boring. In his lecture, Shankar said this. So I just want to have the word conspiracy Here's the word conspiracy. Let's check the audio. It's okay, audio is good. So it's not just okay. So in his lecture, Shankar said all this. Did anybody else ever say this? Because we're not commenting only about Shankar. Like what other quotes do we have from other luminaries that the speed of light is this mythical? Because that's our claim. Our claim is, they're going to say, no one ever said that. What are you talking about? No one ever said that. No one ever said that. What are you talking about? No one ever said that there's a big conspiracy to hide uniform motion. So what did other luminaries say about the speed of light? Let's look it up. So, the speed of light. Albert Einstein, do we travel through time at the speed of light? Let's see what.
Who writes, twice I have read books on relativity by PhDs who said that we travel through time at the speed of light. But I can't find those books and I haven't seen it written anywhere else. Can you let me know if this is right or if this is utter nonsense? I really like this question because it's one of those things that blow your mind when you learn about them first. But by the time you have your PhD, you've all but forgotten about them. So the brief answer is, it's right. We do travel through time at the speed of light. But as always, there's some fine print to what exactly this means. At first, it does not seem to make much sense to even talk about a speed in time. A speed is distance.
Does the speed of light actually have anything to do with light? So what is it about the speed of light that's so special? Why does the universe seem to conspire to, 1, keep photons from traveling at any speed but 300,000 kilometers per second in a vacuum, according to any observer, and 2, keep anything from traveling faster than that speed? The answer? This statement is false. Or at least backwards. The universe doesn't arrange itself to keep the speed of light constant. In fact, space-time couldn't care less about light. The cosmic speed limit is about something much deeper. This universal constant is perhaps more accurately the speed of causality. In a previous episode, we talked about causality by way of the space-time interval. Causal connections give us the only ordering of events that all observers will agree on. But why must causality have a maximum speed? And why is that speed the same as the speed of light? To understand this, let's first get our heads around two of the most important insights in physics ever. Ready? First, 1632. Frilly collars, pilgrims in Plymouth, and in Italy, Galileo is about to be dragged off by the Inquisition for his book supporting Copernicus and the whole Earth is not the center of the universe thing. But in his book, there's another less well-known idea, his principle of relativity. This is not Einstein's relativity, but instead the brilliant precursor. Not only is Earth, or indeed any other location, not special, but Galileo posits that no velocity is special either. To put it another way, all experiments should give the same results regardless of the velocity of your non-accelerating or inertial frame of reference. This Galilean relativity is an incredible insight that Isaac Newton would later codify into his laws of motion. Fast forward to the 1800s. Top hats, steam trains, and mad experiments to uncover the laws of electricity and magnetism. Enter James Clerk Maxwell, scientific maestro, who weaves these laws into his eponymous equations, describing the entire electromagnetic phenomenon with such elegance. By the late 1800s, we have Maxwell's equations, Newton's mechanics, various other awesome theories, and there's this sense that physics might be done. Except there are hints of something horribly wrong lurking in the math. Actually, 2 hints. The first clues to the bizarre quantum nature of reality had emerged, and, more importantly for this episode, Maxwell's equations had cast confusion on the sacred Galilean relativity. In fact, we now know that even Newton's mechanics were using assumptions that implied an infinite speed of light, which is really bad. It would imply that space and time and matter don't exist. But I'm getting ahead of myself. First, let me explain the issue with Maxwell's equations. Imagine a pony on rollerblades with a monkey skateboarding along its back, and make it an electric monkey. Why? Well, magnetism comes from moving electric charges. So an electric skater monkey on a rollerblading pony generates a magnetic field, obviously, and I can figure out the field strength from Maxwell's equations, based on what I see as the monkey's total velocity. But what is that velocity? Galileo and Newton tell us that total monkey speed equals pony blade speed plus monkey skate speed. But what if this very clever pony also solves Maxwell's equations? She sees the monkey moving at only monkey skate speed, and so gets a totally different magnetic field. So who's right, me or the pony? The key lies in what we actually measure. We don't measure magnetic field, we measure its effect. We measure force, and the pony measures the same force that I do. See, there's a velocity-dependent trade-off between the electric and magnetic fields. The two work together to give you the same electromagnetic or Lorentz force, regardless of reference frame. This tells us that the electromagnetic force holds clues to the fundamental interplay between space, time, and velocity. How do we unravel that connection? It's going to be encoded in the transformation that will allow Maxwell's equations to jump seamlessly between reference frames. The transformation that represents space and time in our reality. This transformation thing, it's like a mathy magic wand that you wave at your description of space-time or your physical laws, and it'll bump you between reference frames, Harry Potter style. Wingardium Leviosa. An example is the Galilean transformation, which basically says that velocities add together and space and time don't depend on velocity. Newton's mechanics use it, and we just applied it to Maxwell's equations to get total monkey speed. But it turns out that there's no way to write out Maxwell's equations so that they give consistent results under the Galilean transformation. They aren't invariant to that transformation. They sort of give the right force at low speeds, but the fields are a mess. And at high speeds, forget about it. So, does this mean Maxwell was wrong? No, it means the Galilean transformation is wrong. The transformation underpinning Newton's mechanics is wrong. The only transformation that works is called the Lorentz transformation, and it was discovered even before Einstein's relativity. But it was Einstein who realized that the Lorentz transformation tells us how space and time are connected, and that it also predicts the speed of causality. Now, you can get to this transformation the way Lorentz and Einstein did by requiring a constant speed of light. As an example, there's a link to the derivation via the space-time interval in the description. But forget about the speed of light. This transformation is so profound that it is inevitable, based on a few simple statements about the nature of space and time. Let me show you how. First, we're not going to pretend that we know how velocities add. We don't know that total monkey speed equals pony blade speed plus monkey skate speed. Why would you assume such a thing? Next, no preferred inertial reference frame. Under our new transformation, the laws of physics will work the same regardless of position, orientation, or velocity. It doesn't matter where the pony is, how fast it's going, or in what direction it's skating. This must be true. The Earth is whizzing around the sun around the Milky Way. Position, orientation, and velocity are changing massively. Yet our experiments don't seem to care about that. Finally, assume that the universe makes sense. Require that we can consistently transform between reference frames. I should be able to use the same transformation to get to the monkey's frame as I used to get to the pony's frame, just by using the different velocities. I should also be able to jump consistently through multiple frames of reference, and back again. E.g., I can go to the monkey's frame by first going to the pony's frame and then going from pony to monkey, and I can also get back to my frame by putting a minus sign on the velocities. Essentially, we're just requiring basic consistency in how the dimensions work. Finally, use these axioms to do a teensy bit of algebra. See the link in the description. The result is the Lorentz transformation. It's the only one that satisfies all of these pretty fundamental statements.
But he's not explaining why. He's just saying this is what you have to do to switch between frames. He's not giving a theoretical framework. What's causing this?
About the relativity, symmetry, and consistency of our universe.
It must describe our reality, but no explanation as to why.
It must describe our reality, and therefore there must be a cosmic speed limit.
But there's no theoretical explanation as to why.
Why? This absolute speed limit, let's call it c, is the one parameter defining the Lorentz transformation. Through this parameter, the Lorentz transformation predicts the cosmic speed limit.
Yeah, it just predicts, but you're not telling us why.
Now, the Galilean transformation turns out just to be a special case of the Lorentz transformation where c equals infinity. And honestly, just from the symmetry and relativity arguments that we made, c could be infinity. But for other reasons, still unrelated to light, we know that it cannot be. See, the Lorentz transformation finally allows us to write down a version of Maxwell's equation that is invariant to transformation. With it, we can write down one law for electromagnetism that works in all frames of reference. This is further evidence that our new transformation accurately describes our reality. But it only works for a very specific value of c. That value has to be a combination of the fundamental constants of Maxwell's equations. For the laws of electricity and magnetism to work, we need a finite maximum cosmic speed, even without considering light. But check this out. The exact same combination that gives us the cosmic speed limit also happens to define the speed of propagation of electromagnetic waves, the speed of light. C is the speed of light, but it's the speed of causality first. It's the maximum speed at which any two parts of the universe can talk to each other. In fact, it's the maximum speed at which any observers can see two parts.
That's not true. That is not true. We know that entanglement is instantaneous across the universe. So that's not even true. And how do you get it from any of this? How do you get this? What do you mean it's the maximum speed? Where do you get this? Where do you get that it's the maximum speed?
Parts of the universe talk to each other. Because of this, it's the only speed that any massless particle can travel.
Why? 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 There's no reason. This is just assertion, assertion, assertion. No mechanical explanation.
So light, or photons, also gravitational waves and gluons, all have no mass, and so they travel at the maximum possible speed.
Yeah, that you just know this. You're not predicting it. You didn't predict it before you knew this.
Mass is an impediment to motion. No mass, no impediment. So massless things go as fast as it's possible to go. In fact, the very existence of mass.
How do you know what is the limitation of what's possible to go? How do you know? This is such nonsense. This is just. I mean, he's shrouding it in talking and talking and talking, but he didn't say anything. He didn't prove anything. He didn't explain anything. He's just asserting, and he's asserting what we know empirically. He's just repeating the empirical universe. He is not explaining. There's no theory. There's no theoretical framework. There's no mechanistic explanation.
And space and time tells us that the universal speed limit is finite. Einstein's interpretation of the meaning of the Lorentz transformation gives us the special theory of relativity. Time dilation, length contraction.
Yeah, these are just assertions. He's not explaining anything. He's pretending to have explained. I don't know. He didn't explain anything to me. And I know the answer. I know an answer. And he hasn't said an answer. He's just repeating the questions. He's literally begging the question. That's all he's doing. He's just begging This is begging the question. This is begging the question. He's pretending to have explained, to have answered the question. But all he's doing, he's just begging the question. This is begging the question. There's no circular reasoning. He's just repeating the question, repeating the question, repeating the question, pretending to have answered the question, but he's just begging the question. This is begging the question. That is begging. Literally, he's begging me to ask the question. All I have to say in response is, Please answer the question. You're just magnifying the question. You're not answering. You're pretending to have answered. This is begging the question. This is a logical fallacy. This is terrible behavior. This is fake. This is very bad. Very bad.
And of course, mass energy equivalence, as
What are you talking about? How is this related to mass energy equivalence? This is nonsense.
described by the famous equation
You might as well just say any like God said so. Total nonsense.
E equals mc squared. Awesome episode on that one here. These
Yeah. Let's go watch that episode because that's going to explain this episode. Yeah, of course.
are unavoidable conclusions. Once we have the base
There's no conclusion. You didn't conclude anything. You didn't go through any logical steps. You just begged the question.
basic relationship between space and time as described by the Lorentz transformation.
Yeah, it's just described. You are not giving an explanation. You're not giving a theory. You're not giving a reason. You're just repeating the question.
And we accept Einstein's interpretation of it. So what
Einstein gave you zero interpretation. Einstein gave you literally a postulate. He just said, let's assume. He just said, let's assume. That's all he did. He said, it's a postulate. So I don't even know what you're talking about.
happens without a universal speed limit and we pretend c equals infinity? There is no matter because it would take infinite energy to make any mass. There is only
What are you talking about? What is he talking about? What a complete nonsense. This is just nonsense. Let's just say as much nonsense as possible.
massless particles traveling at infinite speed. Time dilation and length contraction are infinite. There is no time and space, no cause or effect, because all locations and times communicate with each other instantly.
Yeah, that's entanglement when we know it's real. And okay, so how is this relevant to our discussion?
The universe is an infinitesimal here and now. This
Yeah, that is entanglement. How is this related to this topic? The speed of light is not about light, whatever.
is all pretty paradoxical. And so there are
Oh, so it's pretty paradoxical. Oh, this is all pretty paradoxical. So you're admitting you never answered the question. So you were just pretending to give an answer because you're saying it's paradoxical. Look at that. We got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. And so there are, by definition, inconsistencies in this picture. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. We got him. We got you. Oh my God, this is terrible. This is really terrible.
by definition inconsistencies in this picture. However, the paradox itself tells us that an infinite speed limit is impossible.
No, it doesn't tell you anything of the sort. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. I don't know. You're not. It's paradoxical inconsistencies. It's telling us the speed limit is infinite speed limit is impossible. Why is that impossible? I don't know.
The finite speed of causality is fundamental to us having a universe in the
Well, you already said it's paradoxical and full of inconsistencies. Where are you taking us now? You already admitted that you know nothing.
first place.
You already admitted to being a liar, to being a hypocrite, unfortunately. And I like this guy. This guy is a good, he's a good guy, but unfortunately, this is very unfortunate. This is from 8 years ago. Very unfortunate.
And we want a universe. So I can see you back here on the next episode of Space Time.
We want a universe. Oh my God, this is. Okay, this is all we need. This is all pretty paradoxical. C equals infinity. All locations communicate instantly. Yeah, that's entanglement. No one told me there was a problem with entanglement. Anyway, so this is all pretty paradoxical. Can we get this, ladies and gentlemen? Can we get this? Der transcript. Der transcript. Give me the transcript. It says, okay, the universe is because all locations, this is all pretty paradoxical. Can I copy this? This is all, I don't think I can copy it. I don't think it's going to allow me to copy. There's no copy. Translate to English. Why can't I copy? What's the problem with copying? So even if I have the transcript, I still need to type it? My God. Anyway, what's his name? Matt? What is his name? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you should put more links. More links. There's not enough links. Kraus Scherer 07. Well, at least they don't disable the comment section. So at timestamp 1014, he says, this is all, let's copy this, let's type it separately. La la la. La 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 la. This is all pretty paradoxical, and so there are, by definition, inconsistencies in this picture, period. Mm-hmm.
This is all pretty paradoxical, and so there are, by definition, inconsistencies in this picture. However, the paradox itself...
Yeah, I don't care. You just admitted. So let's take the name of this video. My God, this is so boring. Let's take, what's his name? Matt something. Okay. Matt PBS space time. PBS space time is weekly. His name is Matthew John O'Dowd, Australischer Physiker. Why is this in German? Where's his picture? My biggest science communication project by far is PBS Spacetime, a weekly, schmeekly, beakly. Where is his picture? Okay, whatever. Anyway, this is his name. La 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 la. This is all just a complete nightmare. Okay, so the name of the episode. Okay, Much Ado About Nothing. That's the name of the episode. There you go. The name of the channel. Let's go look. Okay. So this is Dr. Matt O'Dowd. The producer, I guess, is PBS Spacetime. I don't know. Is it the producer? I don't know. I don't know. Let's just say So Matt, PBS Spacetime. What? Give me the date of the show. Maybe the date. The date is 2015. Okay. We need the date 2015. Let's copy the date. We need the link. Give me the link. We need the link with. Let's share. Oh. So we need the link with this timestamp. Okay. Copy. Copy that. Okay, I think we have everything we need. All right, let's take it with us and go kill ourselves. In his lecture, okay. So in his video, this is Odode. Oh, well, let's copy it here. La la la. So his name is going to be B. This is going to be. All right, join us. Thank you for joining us. Did you see? Hey, what's up? I got. It's okay. It's okay. So I have a quote from Odode. Odode. PBS Spacetime Matt. So he says, his name is Matt, Dr. Matt Odode. Dr. Matt Odode. Look at the stream. It's on the stream right now. Did I give you the stream? Did I paste the stream? You can come to StreamYard. Yeah, you should come to StreamYard. It's better for you to come to the StreamYard. If you come to the StreamYard, it will include less killing. We can do less killing. Or more killing. It depends on what we want. Anyway, so in the beginning, I had on. His name is what's his name? Andrew. So Andrew was here. We were discussing what it means to be begging the question. 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah. So Andrew. So me and Andrew, we looked up the definition of to beg the question, of begging the question. Have you ever heard of this thing, begging the question?
Yeah, it's like when you tell someone, why don't you like ice cream? And they say, because I don't like, I don't know, I don't like frozen yogurt. Don't like stuff that tastes like frozen yogurt, whatever.
No, that's actually a good answer. That's actually a good answer. No, so begging, no one knows what it means to beg the question. To beg the question.
Yeah, I know what it means. I'm just not very good at coming up with examples. It's like, but it's like you say, it's like when you answer the question with something that doesn't provide any additional information. It just like circles back to the assumption.
Basically, begging the question is a little bit different. Circular reasoning is circular reasoning. Begging the question, when you beg the question, you're pretending to have answered the question. You're just pretending to have answered the question. So if you ask me, why is the speed of light a constant? And I will tell you, not only is the speed of light a constant, but the speed of gravitational waves is also a constant. And the speed of causality is also a constant.
Yeah, that's begging the question for sure.
Yeah.
I'm amplifying the question. Amplifying and amplifying and amplifying.
You're not answering at all. It's just,
I'm not answering the question. I'm pretending to answer the question.
so it's what politicians do all the time.
Exactly. So in this episode, Dr. Matt, that's all he did. By the time I reached this point, 10 minutes into the show, he said, "This is all pretty paradoxical, and so there are, by definition,
Oh yeah, when someone says this is all pretty paradoxical,
Yeah.
they know
Yeah.
what they're saying.
Yeah, so for 10 minutes he was pretending to answer a question that after 10 and a quarter minutes he says, yeah, it's a paradox. It's a paradox. Oh,
There are
okay.
no, someone should say there are no paradoxes. Like paradoxes are just people thinking wrong.
Wait, RSD says, please, don't cry, please. What do you mean,
Because
don't
he has a
cry?
picture of Einstein.
Yeah, but why is he saying don't cry, please? Like,
Maybe because-
wait, does he mean yell? Am I yelling?
No, I think it means that he thinks he has offended you or something. I don't know. Or you've been offended or something like that. No,
No, not
he's just not. No, it's just not getting. No,
But
it's not
I'm
getting it.
so happy. Like, I was worried. How am I going to catch him if he's going to pretend to explain a question that obviously he hasn't explained? How am I going to pin him down and get an admission out of him? He's never going to admit that he never
I
answered
mean, this is basically an admission where what
Exactly.
is written. This
And
is
then
all pretty paradoxical, and so there are, by definition, inconsistencies in this picture. I mean, that's like the longest way ever I've seen someone saying, "Yeah, this is all wrong."
Yeah.
All pretty paradoxical by definition. There are inconsistencies.
Oh my God. For 10 minutes, he's
That's
going
wrong.
at it. For 10 minutes, he's talking and talking. And it's like,
That's called
he's
wrong.
moving and he's raising his arms and fist. And he's saying, and he's giving you this answer and talking about this and that and this and that. And you're thinking, Jesus Christ and Lorentz and Schmarentz and Galileo and Newton and Schmuten and Button and this.
You gotta
You're
mention
like-
them all.
He's mentioning
Like, okay.
everything, and then he goes into E equals MC squared, and go watch our episode about E equals MC squared. What? How is E equals MC squared relevant? This is a simple question. Why is the speed of light a constant? Jesus. Oh my God.
I mean,
And then he
it's
says-
supposedly a postulate, so it's never been.
I know. Oh, and then he says, Einstein explained it. It's like, wait, what? Einstein
Yeah.
explained it?
No, he didn't. He
Oh
never
my
explained
God.
it. He postulated it.
I know. Anyway, so you know
Like
what?
before Einstein, the speed of light was considered the speed of light because it is a relationship of the magnetic permeability or permittivity,
Right,
magnetic
yeah.
permittivity in electrical power. But one of them is the permeability and the other is the permittivity.
Yeah.
It's I think it's mu over this,
Yeah.
the magnetic one over the
Yeah.
over the epsilon equals
It doesn't-
to 1 over c
It
to the
doesn't
power of 2.
matter. It doesn't matter.
No,
Honestly.
but it was considered because it was considered to be a result of the properties of the vacuum.
No, they didn't think there was
Oh,
a
there you
vacuum. They assumed an ether.
Yes, there's
Let
an
me
ether.
just-
Yes.
Let me look because all locations and time. I want to see. He did say that Einstein explained it.
No.
So,
Einstein didn't.
he said-
Einstein postulated.
Look, we accept Einstein's interpretation of it. He says it. The basic relationship.
Interpretation. That's not an explanation.
No.
Episode on that one here. These are unavoidable conclusions once we have the basic relationship between space and time as described by the Lorentz transformation, and we accept Einstein's interpretation of it. So what?
Einstein gave us an interpretation of Lorentz transformation.
Yeah, basically, it's called relativity.
Okay. Whatever. I don't need to argue that because he already gave me everything I need. Look at his body language. Like, I don't know the answer. Please, I don't know the answer. Let me go. Let me go.
No matter, because it would take
What did
infinite
you-
energy to make any.
Got
What?
7 million views. I was thinking, why did he make this video? Okay, I mean, it works. Can't argue with that.
Wait,
Can't
did he
argue with
make-
that part.
They make good money. They sell merch. Yeah. It's
Yes.
look, it's a good
7
business model.
Mass. There is only massless particles traveling.
Imagine you told people, I don't know the answer. Imagine how much merch you would sell on that day. Today we're gonna have an episode about how dumb we are. Please buy our merch.
Yeah, that's why that's why nobody corrects anything.
Yeah.
As if
At
like
infinite
people will
speed.
watch this like and like have no critical spirit whatsoever, that is like saying nothing.
Yeah, I mean, at least I never said this is the best show.
Yeah.
You look at the comments. This is so. I like this guy. Always takes a wide
I mean, but
athletic
YouTube
athletic stance.
film.
He always takes an athletic stance.
I don't know what that means.
He has a
His
wide
author.
stands like with wide. His legs are spread wide, so he doesn't fall over. I can't believe Matt's been hosting the show for 7 years.
Yeah, but I
This
mean,
video-
YouTube selects those comments to
What
be
a,
attacked.
look, 70 likes, 220, 2.2 thousand. Um, the way that I always described C was the speed at which a massless wave propagates in
A
empty
massless
space.
wave, like this.
Yeah, a
guy-
massless wave. That makes perfect sense. Yeah.
A massless wave.
A teensy bit of algebra. This man is using the power rest of power stances. It is weird, but learning that there was a speed of causality is very comforting to me.
Very comforting. Wow.
Yeah, very comforting.
I don't know. That's
never
the comment I
understood
understand
the
on this.
Or causality better. Okay, he never understood it better. Yeah, it's paradoxical. Oh, now I understand it perfectly.
Yes, that's
Now that you said it's paradoxical, finally I understand it. Oh,
Yeah,
thank
thank
you,
you.
Matt. Thank you for being so clear about about that your answer is that it's a paradox. Oh, great. Good to know. Good to know.
yeah. I mean, it's the state of things. It's just how
Yeah,
it is.
definitely.
There's
the
no
same.
point in wallowing in this sort of stuff.
No, I mean, I'm just looking. You know, at least I was never caught making one of these comments.
Yeah, I mean,
I never said, "Oh, thank you." Oh, when explaining heavy physics, one must adopt a wide stance. Everybody talks about how he stands. I
yeah,
heard.
he has good posture. I'll give them. that.
Oh,
The guy
this
does-
guy admits the truth. I heard a sonic boom as this video went over my head. Finally, someone admits the
Yeah.
truth.
Yeah.
Let's see
that
what
sounds
anybody.
like it. Yeah, that's
Richard
good.
Cassell, I'm
He was
stealing
quite
that.
good.
Well, at least they're being honest.
Yeah.
We found the speed of light, how incredibly fast it was, but then we found out how incredibly slow it was. Okay, whatever. I really enjoyed this. I think the thing that applies to my job the most is understanding that while the speed of an electron or other charged particle. Oh my God. Anyway, this is, and he's a doctor. So, like, what is your doctorate in? So you
Physics,
spent
probably.
years getting a doctorate, and this is the conclusion that you're pretending to know the answer? That's it?
That's what he had to do to get the doctorate. So
Oh my God, this is really sad. This is the sad state of things. And this guy, he's a scientific communicator. Unbelievable.
I mean, you like sometimes they like. I think the better one, the one that I like the most, is Sabine. I don't know.
What?
I like her too much. I think the one of these science communicators that I like the most is Sabine.
No, I don't
No,
like
I don't like her.
Sabine.
I
No.
like her. I think she's a. I think she knows how the world works to some extent. To some extent, not to.
I don't know. I don't know what she knows because
She knows how the world works. Like she's
order to
private
know-
to how things work, and
In order
she's
to-
got better critical spirit than the others.
I don't know. In order to know what she knows, I need to first know what she knows. I cannot judge if she
Exactly.
understands something
Sure.
until first I need to understand it, and then I can judge. Does she understand it?
I mean, but you can watch her videos for that.
But I don't understand quantum mechanics. I know I understand special relativity and general relativity, and I think she doesn't. They all don't. Quantum mechanics, I'm still not too sure about. And
what's your current state of knowledge in quantum mechanics?
I don't know. I'm confused. I'm still. My intuition is that there are no particles. There's only waves. The only particles we have are the ether. The ether is a fluid, behaves like a fluid. I don't know what the size. Let me think. Planck's constant might have to do with the very size of the ether particles.
Yeah, supposedly there's a Planck linked. So I will
Um,
discuss
I
it
don't know.
for
The
sure.
speed of entanglement that
But
it's in.
Planck length, I think, is related to wavelength. So
I don't know. I never. We never finished the ultraviolet catastrophe video.
we can do that now.
Yeah, let me just copy paste what this guy is saying. This is all pretty paradoxical. Oh, I need to write. Oh, I wrote it down. So let me just. Oh, I copied it already. Let me just. Let me finish this. So in his video, Odode says.
Oh, you're referencing him.
Yeah, I'm putting like in the introduction. I'm putting references. Yeah, so this is
No,
gonna.
you're putting references in the introduction. No, don't do that. Like put
Why not?
like a number there, and then you put the a section for the references in the end, and then you put the video there.
Well, yeah,
You can
that's what.
put a link there immediately. Okay, so yeah, it's like that, of course.
So
Well,
this is
345, damn, is all the references.
PBS spacetime. Oops. Minus the speed of light is not about light. 2015. And the link. But there's no number here.
Link is not active. Oh, by the way, you have the link with the time.
Yeah, I know.
600.
The time is that's the time that I want.
All right. Jean O'Donnell. It's a French name.
This is well, like 2014. When I say share, let's start at. Let me see what it says. 614, not 620. It's a different link. Remove this. Take this.
614.
I'll put this link.
That's 614. Yeah. I don't know if you recognize the u2.b for like a link. I don't know if you recognize that as a valid link.
I don't know why did the previous one.
Because it's not u2.b.
But I did. I shared the same way. Maybe I didn't.
It's not
Let
the
me see.
Belgian YouTube. It's actually how they do it.
How would I? How would I do this? I mean, I think what I can do is just paste the link here, go here,
Pretty paradoxical.
and this is the link. This is the clean link. So we can take this link.
Right. Enter. Okay.
Okay. All right, but maybe we should have it like. I don't think I put this in a separate line. It doesn't have to be in a separate line. It's the link. It's fine. Okay. So it's gonna be in the intro, like in the introduction, because my point is, people. I don't want them to deny. Like I want to say Shankar said it's a conspiracy, and Odode said it's paradoxical and inconsistencies.
Gotta see what the CIA is up to.
CIA?
Yeah, it's a conspiracy.
Oh, yeah. What are you cutting?
I'm cleaning my laptop.
Oh,
Sorry.
no, it's okay. Anyway, I don't know if we should collect more quotes. And by the way,
Probably.
I started
I don't know if
writing.
that should even be in the introduction.
I mean, where else would I put it? Because I saw that they put quotes in the introduction. Everybody puts quotes. They all
Okay.
quote someone in the introduction. Anyway, I think it's important to put these quotes because, I mean, my whole point is that, the whole point is that people pretend as if we have an answer to why the speed of light is a constant.
Yeah, people pretend that they get it.
Yeah.
Actually, you know who talked about this? Exactly like what you're talking here on the paper. The guy from the link you showed me.
Inductica?
No, the
I mean,
what's his
Inductica,
name? What's the name of the guy?
which link?
Link. No, the guy you showed me yesterday.
Where did I put it? Oh, this guy? Lenny Suskind?
No, not Lenny.
Oh, that guy?
Ray Fleming. Yes.
He talks about the speed of light?
Yeah, he talks about exactly what we're talking about here in this paper.
No, really?
Yeah, in his first videos, in one or two, he does talk about how the speed of light has to be constant for an observer, simply because the observer. There's one video about clocks. Is like space has dimensions and clocks.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
that's the lie that he's trying to debunk, and he explains exactly what we're explaining here.
Let's look. So you're saying I should look for clock?
Yeah, I'll give you the link. We can even reference him if you want, although we don't know if he's alive even.
Right.
He seems to have gone off suddenly, indeed. She's kind of worrying.
I mean, he says lie, but he doesn't give the correct answer.
I think he does. Maybe he does on another one. I think it's this one.
If you study physics and in particular relativity, you probably heard that space has dimensions and clocks, or dimensions in time. Well, that's a lie. This is something that came out by Albert Einstein. He denied the existence of ether and said that space is not physical. It doesn't have any physical.
That's not true. He did not deny the existence of ether.
No, he did.
In 1905, but then later, obviously, he did believe in the ether.
Yeah, but Einstein is like the Bible, you know.
Yeah,
kind of flip flops here,
has
flip flops there.
Substance in it. But then he said it miraculously has dimensions and clocks. And he didn't say that fairies sprinkle fairy dust and the dimensions and clocks appear. If he did that, we all know the.
I don't know what he's saying. He's difficult to understand, this guy.
I mean, you're putting him in twice the speed.
No, but he speaks very slowly. His mic he has a terrible mic, terrible audio.
Yeah, it's not great.
Terrible echo. This is, I mean, he says everything here.
Yeah.
To unify relativity, I would not say is the theory, and quantum field theory use the same rulers and clocks. Quantum field theory has wavelengths and frequencies to give it dimensions and clocks. Einstein said space is non-physical but has physical rulers and clocks. Nonsense, non-physical, not equal to physical. Quantum field theory is electromagnetic. Relativity is electromagnetic. Both special and general gravity is electromagnetic. That's nonsense.
Theory was stupid. And he didn't say the physical dimensions of clocks appear by magic because they weren't there to begin with because there wasn't any physical substance. He didn't say it was magic. But he implied it was magic because there's no other reason for the physical dimensions of clocks to be there in relativity theory. And this is at the heart of why we can't combine quantum field theory and relativity theory today by people that are stuck in the standard model and standard relativity theory. Because quantum field theory uses one set of dimensions of clocks, one set of rulers of clocks, as I like to say, and relativity theory.
Look, he's completely nonsensical. He makes zero sense. I don't understand what he's saying, honestly. And I don't think he's saying what I'm saying.
This point yet.
Okay.
It uses Einstein's fictitious rulers of clocks.
We've been through this with other videos. I listened to his other videos. He doesn't say anything. It's like he's about to say something, but he never does. He just says, it's not this, it's not that, it's nonsense, it's nonsense, it's nonsense. Yeah, but no mechanical explanation of anything.
Now, in quantum field theory, what we have is, going back to Max Planck's original hypothesis, the energy equals Planck's constant times frequency. Well, frequency is cycles per second, the inverse of time. So in order to have frequency, you have to have time. So the quantum fluctuations of the quantum field already have time. And
This is, I don't know, where is he going with this? This completely nonsensical.
No,
I don't know what he's saying. I don't know. I mean, he's saying.
If the quantum
What is he saying? Where is he? What question is he answering? He never. I don't know what he's. I don't know what the topic is. Where is he going? What does it mean? Space has dimensions and clocks.
You
No,
said
there's
the
no-
topic.
No, but there's no question. He's not asking a question.
time comes from those quantum fluctuations. And they also have a relationship with the
Time comes from those quantum fluctuations. This is complete nonsense.
No,
times
it
frequencies.
makes sense.
No, it doesn't. This is nonsense. This is not. This is not. Look, my definition of time is a clock. It's a
Yes, the
mechanical-
clocks are the quantum fluctuations.
No,
That's what he's saying.
no,
But that's his
no,
point.
no. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's not a scientific definition of a clock.
equals speed of light. And so they have wavelengths, and wavelength equals distance. So the quantum fluctuations of the quantum field have distance and time. They have.
This is nonsense. You need to have your own ruler, like in the rubber ducky. The rubber ducky has its own ruler.
That's the Planck wavelength.
No, you need your own ruler in your own world. Like the rubber ducky has the distance between the two mirrors, between the tick and the talk. There is a distance. The rubber ducky has it. It never changes in relative to the rubber ducky. The rubber ducky never changes. The rubber ducky doesn't
like
stretch. The
In
rubber
the same
ducky.
way, the Planck
What?
frequency and the Planck
I don't know what those are. I don't know what those are. You need your own metric. You cannot
You need
say
to
I'm
understand
gonna.
quantum mechanics, really.
No, you need your own measuring device. You cannot go into the field and say, I'm not going to take a measuring device. I'm not going to define measuring metric, time metric, length metric. I'm not going to define. I'm just going to use whatever I find in the field. That I don't know. I have nothing to say about that. You can do whatever you want. According to
why
me,
not? Why not use
no,
that?
because
Why
according
not
to
use
me,
the already
because
existing
according to me, if you want to convince me, you have to follow my rules for science. My rules are, before you start, you need to tell me what your metric is. How are you going to measure time? How are you going to measure distance? We need
Yes,
to
he
agree.
tells you that.
No, he doesn't.
So-
No, he doesn't. No,
Yes,
no,
it's,
no. No, there's no such thing where it's quantum. I don't know what it means, quantum fluctuations. Show me the ruler, show me the clock. We have to agree on the mechanics, on the measuring.
You need to understand
no.
quantum mechanics.
No, you need to show me the instruments you're going to use. You need to define things mechanically. I need to agree. Otherwise, you can go back to where you can do your own thing. That's not my science. My science is 100% mechanical. We have to agree on the mechanics. Otherwise, for me, it's not science. I'm sorry.
And they make the rulers of.
Okay, I had enough of him. Look, I listened to everything. I listened to many of his shows. He's completely nonsensical. He's worse than the rest of them combined. He's just terrible, unfortunately. So I'm sorry. No
I mean,
go.
I think you're putting a lot,
No,
a lot of restrictions.
he's not saying anything. I'm listening to him. I've listened to him for a long time. He's not saying anything. He hasn't said anything. This is already 2.5 minutes into the show. He hasn't said anything. He
I
hasn't said
mean,
anything. This
you have said a few things. Come on, like
no,
let's be
nothing.
fair to the man.
No. He said
Probably
nothing.
dead and hearing us because we're the only ones watching his video.
Look, he has not said anything. I'm not going to waste my time. I've wasted enough time listening to him. He doesn't say anything. So enough of that. I can read what he says here. It's complete nonsense. It's gibberish. Gravity is electromagnetic? No, it's
You know
not.
where he's going with this?
No. Gravity is not electromagnetic. That's nonsense.
Oh, that's his theory.
That's not a theory. That's mumbo jumbo.
No,
That's not a theory. A theory of what is gravity here. Ether flux theory to explain general relativity. This is a theory that we can start working on after we finish this paper. To explain, not even to explain general relativity, to explain gravity. And it's an interpretation of general relativity.
All right, we should study a bit of quantum mechanics.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think you don't get like the concept of like Planck frequency and so on.
Okay. So let's look for
You want to do with Leonard Susskind. He's a bit of a difficult explainer of things. Science is Ben Shapiro. What Ben Shapiro? No, Ben Shapiro is the scientist these days.
okay, let's look for we are looking for the
gasoline pulse jet engine.
The ultraviolet violet catastrophe. So I started listening to these guys. They make no sense. I really cannot make sense of them. But let's listen to them.
Inside the cube.
So I got to a point
Created with the parallel to the perpendicular upon the wall. Yeah.
I should have just like dedicated myself to making YouTube videos.
And therefore,
to making YouTube videos?
Yeah, like this one. I should just like no, it's probably a bit late, but I should just have done that.
Yeah.
There's so many views. Yeah.
Anyway, so I got to this point. I mean, let me see. This is just a wave equation. Let me see.
Yeah, I mean that's a wave. I mean that's a distribution equation. I like how they get like the experimental results of like a drop. Oh, that must be because the box is open slightly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're live streaming. You can join us, Andrew. We're about to study the ultraviolet catastrophe. Why did you disappear before? After you promised you're not going to disappear.
I didn't really disappear. I just like want to eat. I went to eat chicken.
So why don't you tell me when you're about to leave? Tell me, okay, I'm leaving, instead of just disappearing. Anyway,
well, as
we found an example of begging the question.
Oh, great. Tell me.
Begging the question is pretending to answer the question, but lying. It's pretending that you answer the question. You're just pretending to answer the question.
So
It's like
Can you give me an example?
it's like you ask me what is begging the question, and I will tell you begging the question. That's really it's a logical fallacy. When you beg the question, it's a terrible thing. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Begging the question is that's begging the question. I pretend to answer the question. I fake.
But you didn't really.
Of course I didn't. But I fake it. I'm faking it.
Yeah.
I'm speaking as if I gave you the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to study now the ultraviolet catastrophe. There you go. You can join us on the StreamYard. It's the link with the 6W at the end on the side chat. Tell me when you're inside. Okay. Mhm. We want to understand the ultraviolet catastrophe and what exactly is Planck's constant. How did Planck arrive at the constant? What is the significance of Planck's constant? Stuff like that. Anyway, so they had the black body absorption, whatever that means. Anyway, everything started with an experiment they conducted. The Jeans cube. So the Jeans cube is a metallic box that they warm up, they heat up, and then they study with a spectral analyzer. They study the spectrum of light that exits from the hole. I don't know why there's two boxes here, and they're not showing the spectral analyzer, but that's what it's about.
So James genes.
So they were. This is the Jeans cube, and Lord Rayleigh came up with a mathematical explanation, or not explanation, with an empirical equation, basically to I don't know, explain or predict the spectrum. Yeah.
Behaves as intensity or radiation inside the wavelength intensity.
My theory about YouTube videos, if they speak a lot and don't change background pictures, they don't understand the material themselves.
Profile, the radiation profile.
Yeah.
And
Are you coming in? Are you joining us? You just left? Why did you leave?
Because I can hear you. I can hear you from Discord.
You can hear me from Discord? But no one can hear you. You're not part of the stream. They cannot hear you. No, if every time you talk I'm going to keep quiet, people are not going to understand who I'm talking to. You're destroying the stream. Let me see. Are you coming in? Are you joining us? You see the problem? You just left. Why did you leave? Oh, so you don't have access. Okay, you need to figure that out.
Is banned from
Okay.
StreamYard?
When he tries to log into StreamYard blocks him. I don't know why. Okay, then Andrew, you really
How
cannot.
is he logging in? Is he logging in like with using
He's
Google?
getting. You can see in Discord. You can see. This is what he's getting. The browser has blocked your mic and camera. Please allow permissions by clicking the camera or mic icon in your address bar.
Yeah, he has to do that then.
So, Andrew, take a snapshot of your of your screen. I'll tell you what to click. It says here that in the address bar, you need to click the mic and camera icons.
Or I have opened my screenshot.
Okay, let me see.
Here we go. Here we go.
I can't see the top bar, the address bar. So you need to go to the address bar at the top.
Where exactly?
There should be an address bar at the
Address.
top. Okay, this is,
I don't have one.
well, there should be.
Oh, yeah. No, no,
How
no,
do
wait.
I?
Here.
And in the
Oh, yeah,
address
I can talk.
bar.
Yeah, I can talk.
Okay. All right. So hopefully he'll be able to join us. A day will come. Private chat. What is in the private chat? Tonga. Who is Tonga? Okay. Let's get back to this guy. Yeah. And oh, he's back here. What happened?
I have joined your stream, but says your stream has been ended.
Then it's the wrong link. 6W. You're clicking the wrong link. 6W at the end. I'll get you the link
Oh, yeah, it's wrong. Yeah, wait.
here. It's the 6W, the one that has 6W at the end.
XW. Yeah. Yeah, I joined.
Let me see.
I
I don't see you yet. There you are. Okay. Oh, you're Tonga. Okay. Tonga. All right. Let's go. Okay. So this is Loomer and Prinkshine. What do they say?
These experiments provided valuable data for theoretical physicists for radiance of the black body as a function of wavelength.
Okay, this is spectral radiance. He's not showing how they collected the data. He did not reproduce the data himself. He didn't reproduce the experiment himself. This guy, Physics Explained, he did not reproduce the experiment. It doesn't look like it should be so difficult to reproduce this experiment, but the fact that he did not do it makes me worried that he has no idea what's going on. I mean, why would you show me an experiment from 1,000 years ago? Why are you showing me the data from 1,000 years ago? The scientific method is all about reproducing the experiment. You should be able to reproduce it yourself and tell us about your results and your experience. You don't have to tell us about their. I don't care about them. You should tell me about you. I'm interested in your experiment. And then you should show me how you collected all these data points. I don't understand these data points. Spectral radiance. I'm not sure. Like, what does it mean? And there's no units here. He didn't even put units. Lambda, no units. I think this is microns. So it's a millionth of a meter. That doesn't make any sense because red light is 0.65 microns. So where red light should be here, 0.65 microns. That doesn't make any sense. This makes no sense. I cannot make any sense out of this. What is this? And what is this, German? Like, why are you showing me this? I mean, you bothered to write here your text. You bothered to put a y-axis and a green x-axis and lambda. So you bothered to add some stuff, but I still don't know what's going on. And he's not explaining what's going on.
This resulted in characteristic curves which varied with temperature. The lower the
Characteristics curves that varied with temperature. Okay, whatever.
the temperature, the flatter the per second, the intensity per unit.
What
It
is
follows that the
he
units of
keeps
spectral
saying intensity, but I think he means intensity. I think he has a speech impediment. Anyway, I don't know what he's talking about. Intensity per unit wavelength? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. This is terrible. I mean, there's got to be a better way
Per
to
wavelength,
study.
yes. What's
What?
the difficulty?
I can't hear you.
No,
What?
Intensity per wavelength.
What does that mean?
Is
How do you
that-
get these? Can you reproduce this experiment? Can you tell me how to get this plot? How did you get this point? Can you explain to me how you got this point?
What you do is, so this is for each temperature, right?
What is it?
This is for each temperature. So
Each one is a temperature. So this is 1377, I guess, in Kelvin. This graph is 13. This is the spectral radiance for 1377 absolute Kelvin, I guess. But I don't know what the dotted line is. What is the dotted
the
line?
line is the experimental result.
So, and what? So what's going on? I mean,
It's probably because of the hole.
because of the what?
The hole.
What do you mean
The
hole?
hole.
Why
Yeah,
should?
the hole that the box is.
But you're looking through the hole. Why should the hole influence? I don't understand.
Yeah, because you lose radiation.
I don't know. I don't know. This is look. There's
lose
got to
some
be a better
radiation.
way to study the most fundamental experiment on which all of quantum mechanics is based. There's got to
That's
be a
probably
better
a
way.
better way, but
Yo, Mr. Slave, can you
Right.
hear me?
Yes, we can
Yo.
hear you.
Oh, I've been talking for like a decade. Yeah. So
Only
can
now
you check the side chat? I have explanation.
What do you have? Donation?
Can you see the side chat? No,
The side
explanation, which is basically mean explain. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. I of lambda t is the spectral radiance energy emitted per. How do you collect the data? Explain to me. I want to reproduce this experiment. How did you collect the data? Can you explain to me how to collect the data?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
Yeah. How long do I need to wait?
Do you mean data? Wait, are you like an British?
What?
You say data or a data? There's difference. Data or a data?
Yeah, there's a big difference. Very big difference between data and data.
Check. You can see side chat yourself.
I
have given you
generated
an
the
explanation.
equations and explanations based on my understanding of physics and historical knowledge. Okay, this is nonsense. Either you have to explain
What?
to me exactly how I want to be able to reproduce this experiment. Can you tell me how to?
you have to measure the temperature of the box.
Obviously, no, that's given. That's the input. I set the temperature.
And then
That's not the problem. Okay, I set the temperature of the box to 836.3 whatever degrees Kelvin. And then what? What do I do then? I don't know what to do. I mean, I built the box fine. How do I get this? How do I get this?
Yeah. I know it. I knew how. Yeah, I know how. Right. So can I tell you?
I'm listening.
You have first to heat up right. So you have to heat up a black body, then measure the radiation, then
How do you measure?
compare to
What do you mean
really.
Wait. What do you mean measure the radiation? You mean radiance, the spectral
Oh,
radiance?
I would just type it in the slash. I would type it. I would type it for you to read it freely.
No. Just explain. No. No more reading. No more reading. Look, there's got to be a better way to learn this lesson. This is unacceptable. I've listened to this. I've wasted a lot of time. I
they
cannot make
probably
any sense.
have a detector in the hole or something.
What do you mean detector? What? Show me the
There is
detector.
no. There is no any detector in a quantum scale. No.
What are you talking
There
about?
should be a detector with an
There is
It's
no.
a spectral. You're measuring spectral radiance. It's a spectral analyzer that should give you for each wavelength. It tells you the amount of radiance, like how intense. Like it shows you. It tells you the intensity. For this wavelength, it's this intensity. For this wavelength, it's this intensity. For this wavelength, it's this intensity. You take you go to the device. You move the dial to a certain wavelength, and you see how much what the scale. It tells you how much, and then you just plot the points and done. But can you show me the device? They never showed this device. And why did they not reproduce it? And what are all these points? Why are they showing me an experiment from 1,000,000 years ago? What kind of a way to teach is this? Don't show me the original experiment. I don't care about the original experiment. I care
Well-
for an experiment that you've reproduced either yourself or from a textbook, something recent, not from
Yes.
years ago.
So search for ultraviolet catastrophe
We
experiment.
did already. We did many times. Okay,
Yes,
let me
probably
open.
one person who has done that.
Okay, let's look for anyone who reproduced. Okay. What do you want me to look up? The ultraviolet catastrophe?
Yeah, experiment.
I should.
Experiment.
Okay, here it is. The
No,
ultraviolet
experiment.
catastrophe.
Experiment.
Experiment?
Yeah.
Experiment.
Okay.
This guy, I listened to this guy. Complete nonsense. I couldn't make any sense out of it. And he claims he
Okay,
reproduced
but he does have the experimental setup, right?
it's not even
yeah,
clear.
I think we saw that.
Yeah, but it's not.
I don't remember.
It's not even clear.
Okay, so he shines
There's my
white light
hole.
on that.
So any light that is coming black body radiation. Hey everybody, today I'm going to be showing you how to make black body radiation. And then I'm going to be using that to show you that energy states are actually quantized, meaning that energy can't take on any value specifically, that it only has specific values that it can be. So this is my theoretical black body. What this is, it's a body that absorbs 100%.
13,000 lumen. Okay, I don't know. It's not clear. He's not explaining a lot.
Of the radiation that hits it. So it absorbs everything. Now the thing with black body.
Oh, the light that he's using is 13,000 lumens that maybe he got on Amazon. What is this tape? He put tape on paper, and then there's what is this? Is this?
That's a hole.
It's a piece of metal or it's a hole? He's not. He doesn't say. He doesn't say what that is.
But that's
body radiators like this is that they look black at room temperature. But if you heat them up, they don't actually look black. So I'm going to heat this up to at least 750 degrees Celsius.
Heat what up? What is he heating up? He's not explaining.
Yes. So what we'll see is it start to turn from black to a dark red to a brighter red. So it's going to start emitting visible light. Something that was black, we heat it up.
What is it? Is this a piece of metal here, or is it a hole and behind it is something?
And it starts to emit a visible light. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, later he's going to show that it's a hole.
Okay, let's start heating it up. And you can see it change color. So look at it go from black, that dark red, to that brighter red. So this is extremely hot.
Okay, it's red.
So now that we know what a black body radiator is, let me show you how I made my black body radiator. This is just a box with a...
Why would he show it only now? Why not show it before? But fine. So it's a Huggies box. He cut a hole there. Okay.
Hole in it, painted black inside.
So he painted black inside. Okay.
So there's my hole. So any light that's
there's the hole. Okay.
coming into this is absorbed because it bounces around inside the box, and it's very unlikely that...
I don't know why he's explaining what happens, that it's bouncing inside. I don't know why he would say that. That's already that he shouldn't talk about what he thinks happens. I don't care. Show me the data and ask a question like why is the data the way it is or something. Show me the ultraviolet catastrophe.
That light will come out. So it almost absorbs anything that goes into it. There's a tiny little bit that escapes, but...
What do you mean that goes into it? You heat it up and stuff comes out of it. What are you talking about stuff going into it? What are you talking about?
For all intents and purposes, this is a perfect black body radiator. And the way I...
What do you mean it's a perfect black body radiator? What? I don't even know what that means.
Heated it up is I stuck this black plate in here, this metal...
Okay, so there's a black, I don't think it's black, it's a metal plate.
And then I heated that up.
Yeah.
And that is what we saw escaping here.
So he heated that up and it became red.
So the only reason we could see anything coming out of it is because it was being heated from inside and that light was able to escape outward. It turns out that
okay.
No matter what your black body is made out of, if you heat it up, it will
What is the black? What does that mean, black body? I don't know. Okay.
Always glow at the same temperatures. Now I wasn't able to get mine to a very...
It will always glow. It doesn't matter what it's made of. It will always glow at the same temperature. Could you prove that? I don't like it when they just assert. It doesn't matter. Yeah, tell me the story. Could you show that? Show, don't tell. Could you show and not tell? Stop talking and just show.
Very high temperature. I probably got it to around 700 degrees Celsius. But if I could get it to a higher temperature, then it wouldn't just glow bright red.
So he didn't get it. So he's faking the data. He just said he faked the data.
Able to escape outward.
No,
turns out that no matter what...
Listen to what he said. He said he only got it up to 700.
Your black body is made out of. If you heat it up, it will always glow at the same temperatures.
He doesn't know that. He's just asserting.
Now, I wasn't able to get mine to a very high temperature. I probably got it to around 700 degrees Celsius.
He didn't even measure the temperature. This is completely fake.
But if I could get it to a higher temperature,
He's faking the data. He did not reproduce the experiment. This is not an experiment. This is fake.
then it wouldn't just glow bright red anymore, but it would
Wouldn't. It's just fake.
actually start to glow yellow and orange. And if I heat it up even more to around 1300 degrees
He doesn't know that. He's completely fake.
Celsius, then it would become yellowish white.
It would. He didn't do it.
And the reason it starts glowing white at 1300 degrees Celsius is because you have red light, but then you added the medium range light, the mid frequency light, and then you added the high frequency
Nice story. Nothing to do with reality. You never showed it.
light, like blue light in there. So when you have the low, medium, and high frequency light all together, that makes white light. You basically have the entire visible spectrum being emitted, and so it looks white. If you look at the entire electromagnetic spectrum, you'll notice the visible light is not where it ends. If you keep going up in energy,
This is visible. It's not where it ends. Obviously, there's ultraviolet. Look, ultraviolet is to the left and to the right. This is so ridiculous. The ultraviolet is to the right of, and infrared is to the left of visible light. And then X-ray and then gamma rays.
after visible light, you'll get to ultraviolet light. And from there, you'll even get to X-rays and then even gamma rays. So that would mean if we follow the same trend and we were to plot the intensity of light.
What do you mean plot? Could you plot? So if we would plot, he did not reproduce the experiment, wasting our time. Goodbye. Nonsense. Let's go to her.
But admit, this is its spectrum. Over 100 years ago, physicists were trying to figure out how things glow, like molten glass or hot lava. It seems like a simple question and was being pondered by such physicists as Lord Rayleigh at the turn of the 20th century.
I give you a wind skewer that's been touched to a flame.
Why are they making fun? Why not just reproduce the experiment? How difficult can this be?
Glows.
Unhistorical reenactment. What about reproducing the experiment?
Orange, red.
Rayleigh knew that the color of this glow depends on temperature, like the sun that has a surface temperature of 5500
So she's pretending this is the sun. What is this nonsense?
degrees Celsius radiates a bunch of different colors that together look white to us. Or me, at 37 degrees Celsius, I have this invisible halo of infrared light. Fun fact, infrared light is invisible to humans.
1 second. So could we see her nude?
White to us. Or me, at 37 degrees Celsius, I have this invisible halo of
Where are her nipples? I don't see nipples. This is no good.
Useless. I see them. Look.
You see the nipples.
Look right below. You can see the bra. You can see the nipples, but you can see like.
Well, it's useless. No nipples.
On her bra.
No nipples. I don't see any nipples.
infrared light.
What?
I don't see any nipples.
Fun fact,
Useless.
infrared light is invisible
Oh, she is hot.
Yeah.
to humans, but snakes can actually sense it from up to a meter away to detect prey. Rayleigh wanted to understand where the light.
That was like a penis. She was about to.
Fun fact, infrared light is invisible to humans, but snakes can actually sense it from up to a meter away to detect prey.
Oh my god.
Rayleigh wanted to understand where the light came from and come up with a rule that would predict how much of each color it would emit. This is its spectrum. Another fun fact, Lord Rayleigh was the guy who figured out mathematically why the sky is blue. So Rayleigh thought of the simplest possible object, something that
This is nonsense. This is complete nonsense.
absorbs all light. Objects absorb, emit, and reflect light. Rayleigh's object would only absorb and emit, but not
They're talking so much. Could you just explain the problem? Explain the experiment. Explain
explaining
the
the
data.
black body now.
What?
She's explaining what the black body is.
I don't care. I don't
That's
care.
important.
Listen. It's really very simple. Show me the experiment. Show me the data. Ask me to explain the data. Ask me maybe to predict the data before you show me the data. Surprise me. Ask me questions. Do something with, plot the data. Show me how you plot the data. How difficult is it? This is the foundation of quantum mechanics, quantum physics.
reflect. So all you would see when you look at it is its glow or its radiation.
She's showing us her shoe.
Physicists call this a black body. Technically, a black body.
What do you mean it's a black body? Who cares what you call it? Please show me the experiment. Show me the data. Show me how you collect the data.
Let's see if she
It's
has
black.
like.
It's glowing.
No,
But
forget it.
whatever.
It's not gonna
black
happen.
body.
True black
No, she's not gonna do anything.
body doesn't exist in real life because nothing absorbs all light and radiation.
No black body exists in real life. I don't care what a black body is. I don't care. Could you show me the data, please?
Radiates perfectly. Although stars like the sun come pretty close. Kind of funny, right? But the brightest thing we know in our solar system is the closest thing we know to a black body.
Okay, I don't care.
Anyway, at that time, physicists didn't really understand atoms and molecules. They thought everything was made of particles that vibrate like springs.
What? What's going on here? I had a dream today where I drank. Oh my God, this guy is unbelievable. Who is this guy? Oh, Judas with his nonsense. Let me shut down some stuff. I don't need this. I don't need this anymore. Okay, we're back to her.
Let's. Oh, Andrew had like something.
What?
Andrew had like something.
I
that
don't
he
understand.
shared.
What?
And Andrew shared something.
This?
What's that?
Heat a black body, measure radiation. Use a spectrometer to measure the intensity of radiation emitted. A spectrometer.
Yeah, makes sense.
I want someone to show me how they collect the data. I'm looking for someone who reproduced this experiment. It shouldn't be that difficult to reproduce the experiment. How difficult can it be?
It's what that guy was doing. The Action Lab guy.
The what?
Action Lab. That's the name of the channel.
No, he didn't. He did not reproduce the experiment. He faked everything. Everything was fake. He did not have a spectrometer.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't care about him. It's fake. Wait, let's close Shankar. We're done with the wood, whatever, and we're back to her.
James Jeans imagined a black body made of these vibrating particles where that vibration was continuously converted to light. From that model, they came up with a rule to predict what colors a black body would radiate at certain temperatures. But the unfortunate happened. The reasoning implied that a black body should emit infinite amounts of ultraviolet light.
I'm so bewildered. What are they doing? What are they? They waste so much money with these productions instead of just going to a lab and showing us how they collect the data. What is their issue?
Got almost 1 million views.
They tried to apply their usual rules of Newtonian physics and came up with nonsense. We now call this the ultraviolet.
Could you just show us the data? How difficult is it?
Catastrophe.
Look at this production. This is such a. I think that's her. It's such a production. Why are you going into all this production?
It's not that much.
Something was very wrong with their work. A black body can't emit infinite amounts of radiation because that would violate laws.
Enough. Wait 1 second. Let me just downvote.
But emit. This is its spectrum. Another fun fact: Lord Rayleigh was the guy who figured out mathematically why.
Let's see the reactions. What's the difference between a board and a plank? Okay. I love physics. Oh my god. I definitely want to start a rock band. My favorite part of this is Einstein's role in explaining Planck. I live just up the road from Lord Rayleigh. When you switch a plus to minus, came from my physics homework, stayed for the hair. Just revisiting to experience the amazing videos again with Physics Girl. Veritasium. Snatoms. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
It's just people having fun with each other.
It's nonsense. People wasting their lives. Next. This is not an experiment. This is just paper and pen. This is not reproducing an experiment. He is not reproducing an experiment.
Say like write experimental reproduction or something.
I mean, let's look for a setup. That's us.
Experimental setup. That's good.
That's us right now.
Right now?
No, that's 2 days ago.
Yeah.
UV catastrophe. No experimental setup. UV catastrophe. No experimental setup. Right? There's no setup. There's just graphs, papers, pen. Very nice. No reproduction. Distribution of energy in black body radiation. What is this nonsense? Explained.
Yeah, I mean, you have to understand that physics attracts people who like, more theoretical stuff. That's just how it is. But you could put like experimental reproduction or something like that.
Let's see, who's this guy?
What? Maybe not. No, I don't think so.
Year 12 physics.
Oh, Maybe,
No, just a board.
maybe now he's got something on the table. He's got something on the table.
No. He's got nothing. It's just a table. It's just a whiteboard. He's just explaining, just teaching.
I don't know.
Nothing. Just teaching. Everyone is just teaching it. No one is reproducing anything. No one cares. Nothing. Just more explaining. Nothing but explaining.
I will look for it.
Ultraviolet catastrophe. In my video on the reasons for quantum mechanics, I suggested that it was Einstein who derived the idea that light came in packets of energy, or photons, from the photoelectric effect. But in fact, a few years before that, both Max Planck and Einstein had puzzled over the problem associated with black body radiation. And it was from the solution to that puzzle that really the doorway of quantum mechanics was opened. So it's worthwhile looking at this subject of black body radiation and the supposed ultraviolet catastrophe that I'll describe that actually doesn't arise, and the reason it doesn't arise can be explained by quantum mechanics. But before we deal with black body radiation, I first want to make sure that people are familiar with two things. Firstly, electromagnetic waves, and secondly, the Boltzmann constant, which will both feature in the explanation. First, electromagnetic waves. Well, as the words suggest, it is an electric and magnetic wave, and it travels at the speed of light, which gives you a hint that light itself is an electromagnetic wave. The wave has an electric field.
Okay, I don't care.
Well, I found an experiment.
This is EX9920, the black body radiation experiment. You can see that...
Yeah, I saw this already. I have no idea what he's doing. I don't understand anything.
The apparatus here is, for the most part, many of the parts from the educational spectrophotometer setup. We have a 60-centimeter optics bench.
I don't know. I mean, he's just showing a picture, talking. I don't know what he's saying.
Set of collimating slits, a collimating lens, a focusing lens, the rotational platform, an armature, and an aperture bracket that attaches to the armature.
I don't understand what he's saying.
The rotary motion sensor. And to complete the black body radiation setup, you need a power amplifier 2 that connects.
I don't know what that is.
To a 750.
I don't even know what a 750 is.
The black body light source, the prism for the...
I don't know. What is he talking? I have no idea what he's saying.
Rotating platform.
He's not going piece by piece. He's not... I don't know what he's talking about.
A little stop bracket, and we'll attach the platform table to the optics bench. And just kind of roughly put it around there. Okay, this is a stop block for the arm, and you'll notice that one corner is notched off. So we're going to attach it to the bracket like this. This is the underneath side of the arm. Okay, then we need to attach the arm to the rotating plate with these two screws here, opposite each other. So now with that stop block in place, you'll see that when the arm swings around, it stops in this position here. Okay, and now I'm going to attach the rotary motion sensor.
I don't see how any of this is relevant to our experiment.
Yeah, it's strange. I don't know what he's doing.
Like that, onto this spring-loaded bracket.
What is he going to rotate? Why there's no rotation going on?
So now
I don't know what everything is black. It's black on black. I don't know what he's doing.
the rotary motion sensor, when attached to this bracket, can swing like this, and then I have a pinion that I will put on.
This is like a Rick and Morty show.
Just go forward more.
The shaft, and the spring keeps the pinion up against the rotating plate. So here's our prism that attaches to the top of the rotating plate. We'll just screw this down like that. So you want to make sure that the prism is pointing away from the arm.
Why do we need a prism?
Yeah, it's the spectrometer.
Yeah, that's the spectrum. Okay, that's fine. Finally, something that's relevant.
I've got a wing nut all attached to the bottom. When we set the light source up, the light will be coming in from this direction, and it's aligned so that the light will enter the prism. Okay, so now we need to attach the new broad spectrum light sensor to the aperture bracket, and then using this post from underneath, secure the sensor to the armature. Now this new sensor is broad spectrum because it goes from the UV through the violet into the infrared, so it sees a very broad spectrum. Okay, and then a focusing lens right there. Collimating.
That thing is sensitive to all forms of electromagnetic radiation.
Lens, collimating slits, and these will need to be around 10 centimeters apart. So we'll position them about like so. And then the black body light source, right about there. We'll plug some.
What do you mean black body light source? I don't. What do you mean black? What is a
It doesn't
black?
reflect anything.
What?
It doesn't reflect anything.
What do you mean? What do you mean? You're supposed to have a black body that emits
Yeah,
the radiation. So what is a light source? I don't understand.
Yeah, light source is a
Connector
black body, technically. Some of it.
I
Some
don't
of them.
understand what you're saying.
That light source is a black body.
That's the black body?
Yeah. It's
So
not
just
the
a-
original one. It's not the original.
Just a light source?
one.
So
Yeah.
So all we need is just a light source? We don't need the nonsense that
No, it depends on the light source.
So why do you need no. You need a box
You
with
don't need
waves.
a box. Like,
Yes, you do.
that's
You'll see
one
you
way of doing
no,
it. You eat
you'll
in
see
the box is one way of doing it.
no. You'll see how they do the calculations. It's with these these standing waves and these standing waves. It's all about standing waves. They need
Yeah,
to
but
do.
here you can control the power that goes into that light as well.
But you need a box. There has to be a box.
Hmm. Okay,
Cables
but
into
I'll
the
look
black
for
body
one
light
in the box.
source. And then the other end of those will go into the power amplifier.
Why do we need this power amplifier?
Light sensor into channel A, rotary motion sensor, as usual. And then the power amplifier needs to go in channel C. The black body radiation file comes on a CD with the apparatus. And so in its directory, we'll open up the black body data studio configuration file. And the first thing we need to do is sort of see how our optics are aligned and see how things look. So what I'll do is I will turn on my signal generator here and turn the voltage up to 10 volts. That's lighting up the lamp inside the black body apparatus. It's a tungsten filament, so we are sure to get a very broad spectrum light source. The collimating slit we want is the fourth one. And on the aperture bracket, we want dial setting number 4 as well. So with the collimating slits and lens 10 centimeters apart, you'll want to swing the arm around until you find the region where the light is being bent to. And you can see that I'm getting a rainbow at the right angle there, but it's not really lined up with the aperture slit. So if I bring the bench out, I can kind of find a region where it will cover the slit. And when I find out when I get a good distance away from the lens, then I'll want to tighten the rotational table down. So I'm going to rotate the arm around until I'm at that stop position. And that's going to be the beginning point for all of the data runs. So I will hit the tear button on the broad spectrum light sensor, and now I'm ready to collect data. So with any of these optics experiments, it's always best to do them in a very dark room. So you run this experiment between 4 and 7 volts. Changing the voltage changes the temperature of the filament. And as that happens, the intensity peak will shift. And you can see that we have 3 different data runs here, which shows Planck's intensity law.
Okay. I still don't understand how you collect the data, and I still don't understand what the issue with the data is.
The issue with the data is that they were predicting infinite radiation, which is strange.
Why would you predict infinite radiation? So I saw this today. I saw actually Matt explain it. He actually gave a very good explanation. Finally, I heard today a good explanation. Let me
Okay, so I'll send you another video that is in accordance to what Planck did.
Guys, welcome. This video is to show how to perform Planck's constant experiment using photocell. First you do the connections as per the circuit diagram in the manual. Now, switch on the power supply and cover the photocell so that no light enters in it. Set voltage to 0. And adjust the microampere current to 0 by rotating the 0 adjust knob. Now, switch on the lamp and set the intensity. And place orange filter. You will see the microammeter is showing some current. Now increase the voltage by rotating the voltage control knob, so that the current reduces to 0. This voltage is called stopping potential. Note it down for orange filter. Now do the same for the blue and green filter and note down their stopping potentials.
This makes no sense.
Place these values along with the wavelength of filters in the formula and calculate the practical value of Planck's constant. The value of Planck's constant is 6.6 into 10 raised to power minus 34 joules second. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, I have no idea what we just watched. So let me show you what I saw today Matt explain. This might be interesting. Let me see history. Yeah, this one.
Ivy League professors and educators from with frequency produce equations that describe it'll have moved forward. Scale at which the This episode is supported by the Great Courses Plus. The Planck constant defines the size scale at which the familiar physics of our macroscopic reality gives way to the weirdness of the quantum world. You might not expect the quantum behavior of the microscopic to be observable on all scales of the universe, but it is. In fact, you can see the effect of this quantum behavior and even measure the Planck constant just by observing the color of sunlight.
That doesn't make any sense.
Zeno's famous paradox tells us that it's impossible to overtake a tortoise. Run as fast as you like. By the time you reach the tortoise's...
This is an interesting explanation. Right, this is Zeno's paradox.
What's that?
You'll see.
Position, it'll have moved forward. Reach that second position, it'll have moved forward again. To overtake a tortoise...
You're trying to compete with the tortoise in a competition, in a race.
Does the tortoise ever flat earth?
What? Yeah, it has a flat earth on top. So you're running against the tortoise, but in order to catch up with the tortoise, you run to where it is, but by the time you reach where it is, it already has moved forward. And this is true for infinity. So you can never catch up to the tortoise. That is Zeno's paradox. Let's hear it again.
See the
Why
effect.
is it a paradox?
What?
Why is it a paradox?
Yeah, it's a good paradox. Let's listen.
A paradox?
And even
Why
measure
is
the
that
Planck...
a paradox?
Listen,
It just looks like a normal, yeah, sure.
It's a paradox.
Why
It's a
is
good
it
paradox.
paradoxical? In what way is that paradoxical?
Listen, he's going to present it, so let's listen to him.
constant just by observing the color of sunlight. Zeno's famous paradox tells us that it's impossible to overtake a tortoise. Run as fast as you like. By the time you reach the tortoise's initial position, it'll have moved forward. Reach that second position, it'll have moved forward again. To overtake a tortoise, you need to travel to its previous position infinite times. Each of those steps is shorter than the last, but there are still an infinite number of them. There are a few problems with this paradox, but one is that it assumes that space is infinitely divisible. This is not true. As your distance to the tortoise becomes unthinkably small.
So he's resolving Zeno's paradox by saying it's not true that space is infinitely divisible. That's one way to resolve Zeno's paradox, apparently.
There arises a quantum uncertainty in your location. Get close enough to it, and this quantum blurriness means it's impossible to say whether your location is really behind or in front of the tortoise. We talked about this recently when we discussed the de Broglie wavelength. This, and more formally the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, describes the smallest distance.
So because of Heisenberg's uncertainty, you cannot. You cannot. I mean, it's a good explanation. Because of that, you cannot. That's a resolution. What?
No, it's not.
So how do you resolve? What's your resolution?
There's no paradox. Like you're always catching up, so
No.
that means you're always behind.
In order to catch up,
No,
By
you
the
can't
time you
catch up because your algorithm will always leave you behind because you're
right,
catching up to the previous position.
right, your algorithm sends you to always be behind the tortoise. So
Yeah,
I mean,
there's
you're
no
never gonna
paradox. That's just your algorithm sucks.
exactly. So
That's the only thing.
you're never gonna catch up to the tortoise if you're always trying to go to where the tortoise was previously. Obviously, you're never gonna catch up. So right.
Yeah, that's
So
what your
that
algorithm is going to do. It's like you can think about this computationally.
no. So the
Like you
question
have
is
one thread that you have a tortoise thread that outputs the position, but just as it outputs the position to a queue, it moves forward. So you never catch up to it. That's exactly
okay.
how it works.
Okay, whatever.
There's
Let's
no
see what he says.
paradox and there's nothing to resolve here.
Oh,
Like,
there is a. It's a good paradox. Let's listen to
wow,
what he
it's not a
says.
paradox even.
Look, it's not really critical to understand the paradox. Listen to the show.
Okay.
For which an object's location can be meaningfully defined, the tiny Planck constant at 6.63 by 10 to the minus 34 joule seconds sets the scale of this quantum blurriness. So it also sort of defines a pixel scale to reality. In many ways, it defines the divisibility of the quantum world. In fact, the Planck constant appears in essentially all equations that describe quantum phenomena. The Heisenberg uncertainty principle and the de Broglie wavelength, but also the Schrödinger equation, the energy levels of electron orbits, and importantly, the relationship between the energy and frequency of a photon. It also sets the size of the Planck length, which is hypothetically the length below which the concept of length loses meaning. It may define the scale of quantum reality, but the influence of the Planck constant can be seen even on our scale. For example, along with the sun's temperature, it sets the color of sunlight. If the Planck constant were 25% smaller, the sun would be violet, all else being equal. In fact, the mystery of why hot things glow the color that they do.
So if Planck's constant was 25% lower, it would make the sun violet.
Which is hypothetically the length below which the concept of length loses meaning. It may define the scale of quantum reality, but the influence
It may define the scale of quantum reality
of the Planck constant can be seen even on our scale. For example,
on our scale.
Along with the sun's temperature, it sets the color of sunlight. If the Planck
It sets the color of sunlight. If the Planck constant were 25% smaller,
constant were 25% smaller, the sun would be violet, all else being
I don't know why.
equal.
That's
In fact,
because of
the
the
mystery of why
energy, assuming the same energy.
What do you mean?
Is assuming the sun would have the same energy, and therefore it
Why would you get a different color? How do you get a different color?
because
How
you'd
does
have to. Yeah, it's like E equals to HF, so the sun would have to be like proportionally emitting higher frequencies. Maybe not. Maybe that's not how he's doing it. Maybe it is. I don't know.
things glow the color that they do led us to discover the quantum universe in the first place. Science fact. Everything in the universe glows with the light of its own internal heats. Heat is just the energy in the random motion of particles comprising an object. Accelerated charges produce electromagnetic radiation, light, and so an object made of jiggling charged particles.
So this is we were actually talking about this. That this is how you get. This is the theory behind the ultraviolet catastrophe. So we spoke about this, that the heat, the thermodynamic heat, is causing the atoms to jiggle, and which is causing the electrons to jiggle, which is causing the electrons to accelerate. Accelerating charges discharge electromagnetic waves. That's light. So that's the theory.
Particles, like electrons and protons, glows. The hotter an object is, the
So that's why it glows.
faster its particles jiggle, and so the average frequency of the resulting particles of light, of photons, increases with temperature.
So the average frequency of the vibration of the jiggling increases with temperature. Okay, so far so good.
This average frequency defines the color that we see. The sun is yellow because its 6,000 Kelvin surface produces
So average frequency defines the color. So the sun at 6,000 Kelvin is yellow.
more photons in the greeny-yellow part of the electromagnetic spectrum than anywhere else. The blue supergiant star Rigel is 12,000.
Rigel. So Rigel is 12,000 Kelvin because the average jiggling makes it violet, I guess.
1,000 Kelvin. And so it pumps out lots of high-frequency blue light.
Oh, lots of high-frequency blue light. Okay.
And even more ultraviolets. Your temperature is around 310 Kelvin, so your heat glow is mostly in low-frequency infrared photons.
So because we are 310, we're mostly infrared, we're mostly low frequency because the temperature is relatively low.
It was Sir Isaac Newton who first analysed this eclair in the 1660s when he used a prism to split sunlight into its component colours. But he didn't realise that the relative brightnesses of those colours held the key to the quantum world.
So the relative brightnesses of each color held the key to the quantum world. Why is that?
It's because of what Planck did.
Okay.
By the late 1800s, the distribution of brightnesses with frequency produced by hot objects had been mapped in careful experiments that blacked out anything but the glow of heat. The resulting blackbody spectrum looks like a...
Okay. So this is the plot of brightness. So he calls it brightness. You know, you just look at this is just Isaac Newton's experiment with the, what do you call the thing that breaks up the light into colors? What did he call it? Prism. So you just take a prism and you see the colors and you see the brightness of the colors, and that's it. So if it's very hot, it's blue. If it's hot, it's yellow, and if it's cool, it's red. This is very straightforward. No issue. This is easy to plot. This is just brightness.
lopsided belt.
Let me check a message. No, nothing. I'm waiting for a message from a chick. No message.
Bell curve. However, the deep physics behind this shape remained a mystery. The key to unlocking the mystery lay in finding a mathematical description for the blackbody spectrum. At the
Okay, here comes the mystery. Let's hear the mystery.
beginning of the 20th century, a couple more Brits, Lord Rayleigh and Sir James.
More Brids. What are more Brids? So here's Jeans and Lord...
James attacked the problem with a relatively...
Lord what? Rayleigh.
A new idea called the equipartition theorem. It states that an object's heat energy will end
This is really interesting. So they're claiming
up jiggling all of its particles in all the ways that they can be jiggled. In physics speak, at equilibrium, energy is evenly spread between all possible energy states.
So they claimed the even partition theorem. This is the even partition
The relatively new idea called the equipartition theorem.
Equipartition theorem.
It states that an object's heat energy will end up jiggling all of its particles in all the ways that they can be jiggled. In physics speak, at
So an object, take an object and jiggle it in whichever way you can. All amplitudes, energies of vibration, all frequencies of vibration, all types of vibration, rotation, motion. So, okay, I think they took this. So for each one of these, you do all the frequencies. For each frequency, you do all amplitudes, energies of vibration. How can you do all amplitudes? That doesn't make any sense. Do you understand?
Oh, can you do what? Oh,
How can you do all amplitudes? What does that mean? But anyway, you have all types
of energy of
listen to this. Listen, all types of vibration, rotation, and motion.
Okay.
So you have a bunch of ways these things, this object can jiggle.
equilibrium, energy is evenly spread between all possible
See, it moves left to right, up and down.
energy states.
This is rotation.
This simple idea allowed our good Englishman
Rotation in that domain.
to figure out the frequencies of the photons produced
down,
by all of the external motion.
What are you saying?
All amplitudes. Okay, it makes sense.
So it can move any which way. You take any one of these ways, and you move it in all the frequencies of vibration.
Resulting Rayleigh-Jeans law describes the idea allowed our good Englishman to figure out the frequencies.
So these are different vibrations. This is the highest and this is the lowest. Okay. But for each vibration, they say all the amplitudes divided by energies of vibration. I don't know what this means.
The photons produced by all of this thermal motion. The resulting Rayleigh-Jeans.
I don't know what's going on there.
This simple idea allowed our good
normalized.
What?
They're just normalizing it. Nothing special.
I don't know. I mean, he's not explaining. I want to see, like, explain to me. I mean, all of quantum mechanics is based on this experiment. they really need to do a better explanation. I mean, this is unacceptable. They're just waving it away. They're just hand waving. Yeah, don't worry about it. Nothing to look here. Everything is fine. All of quantum mechanics is going to be based on this experiment that we're not going to explain.
Englishman to figure out the frequencies of the photons produced by all of this thermal motion. The resulting Rayleigh-Jeans law described the blackbody spectrum perfectly for low-frequency infrared light. But
for low-frequency infrared light, it fit perfectly. So B is brightness per wavelength is the wavelength squared. K, I don't know what K is. T is temperature. Divided by the speed of light squared. It's interesting that they have the speed of light squared here. So it's the frequency squared over the speed of light squared. Why are you making this noise?
Oh, sorry. I was moving my computer.
Okay. Okay, so
I mean, I sent you the demonstration for that.
no, it's okay. It's okay. I gave up.
That's the Raleigh's law.
Yeah, this is Rayleigh's law.
So that one is based on.
What?
I mean, that one is just based on an exponential. So frequency squared over
by all of this thermal motion. The resulting Rayleigh-Jeans law described the blackbody.
This is the Rayleigh-Jeans law.
Okay, so the K is the K the wave number, probably. So frequency.
What is the K?
Wave number, I think.
No, there's no wave.
No, that's the KB. That's a Boltzmann. No, that's not the Boltzmann constant. Or is it? Oh, it's the Boltzmann constant. Yes.
Oh, this is like from. So this is from
constant.
statistical. This is from statistical mechanics. So if K. So this is Boltzmann times temperature. So it's basically
the
squared.
frequency squared.
It's the square of the frequency. He's saying it's a
the
square.
frequency squared over c squared is the lambda squared, right? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's just
lambda squared. Just lambda squared
times the Boltzmann constant times t. So yeah, that will give you an exponential.
If it's lambda.
That will give you an exponential.
1 over lambda. It's 1 over lambda squared.
1 over lambda squared.
Yeah, forget about lambda because.
Oh yes, 1 over lambda squared. So this is all over lambda.
This is frequency. The x here is frequency. So this is just a parabola. This is just frequency squared.
Yeah.
Okay, good enough.
But like, why did they? Like that's the part that I don't really understand. How they figured out that law that looks like a bit ad hoc.
What?
That looks like somewhat ad hoc.
Somewhat ad hoc? What do you mean what ad hoc? What is a what? What?
Ad hoc is like over the knee. You know, I don't know.
What do you mean ad hoc?
Ad hoc.
Ad hoc?
Yeah.
I don't know. No, this is
okay. So, but it's like this is weird.
It's fine. It's Boltzmann. It's statistical mechanics. I'll go with it. You know, they did all the permutations of any molecule. They said, okay, whatever you have, everything cancels out. This is the answer. Okay.
For low frequency infrared light. But for high frequencies, like visible and ultraviolet, it predicted brightnesses that were way too high. Worse, it predicted that the intensity should eventually approach infinity as frequency increased.
This is yellow light. And they completely, like when you went in red, they were fine. I guess this is, even though they were showing yellow. They're showing yellow, but let's for red they were doing well, but for yellow they were completely off on the right side.
Figure out the frequency.
That's not yellow. That's like the temperature.
Yeah. But he showed before the different colors for the different temperatures.
So for a certain temperature, you.
I'm just saying
That's
he
the
showed.
part I don't understand. So for a certain temperature, you want. Okay, but that's not yellow or red. That's
Yeah.
Kelvin.
It is. When
No,
the
it's not.
listen, I understand what you're saying. For red light,
No.
yeah. This is the red light means that the center of mass is over the red. The center of mass is over the yellow. The center of
Oh,
mass
okay,
is
okay,
over
okay,
the. That's all I
okay.
mean.
I see.
So it's basically blue light. When this is blue light, spectral radiance. This is
Yeah, I mean
yellow.
that's literally the only way to make sense of it. It
It's
does have
fine.
to be something like that. But Rayleigh's law just doesn't make much sense.
Yeah. Well, they
Like, what
say
were
that
they basing it on? Like, they were just thinking that there could be like infinite frequencies.
right. He's getting to that now. Now he's going to discuss that.
light. But for high frequencies, like visible and ultraviolet, it predicted brightnesses that were way too high. Worse, it predicted that the intensity should eventually approach infinity as frequency increased. It paints the crazy picture of a universe full of infinite extreme energy gamma
Now you'll see Zeno's paradox.
radiation. This appears not to be the case. This was called the ultraviolet catastrophe. It was catastrophic because it meant that something was fundamentally wrong with the classical physics that went into the Rayleigh-Jeans law. The problem turned out to be that in classical physics, everything can be infinitely divided. There's no smallest anything. The Rayleigh-Jeans calculation allows particles to vibrate with any amount of energy, all the way down to infinitesimally tiny wiggles. When they tried to mathematically distribute heat energy, to equipartition it across possible energy states, way too much energy got packed into the countless, very tiny energy states at high frequencies. Mathematically, Rayleigh and Jeans were chasing Zeno's tortoise, infinitely dividing the smallest remaining energy states, and so never ever finding an end to them. German physicist Max Carl Ernst Ludwig Planck.
So they were just assuming. I don't know why you would assume it, because I don't understand. I mean, you have an electron. Electron has a certain vibration. I don't understand why you would think about infinity. So what are you thinking? That the electron is moving at an infinite speed?
Yeah, and now that produces infinite energy. Like, at some point, it have to be dampened down.
I don't understand what they were thinking. Why do you need to think about?
Yeah, that does. That sounds wrong.
I mean, you
But
don't need to think.
even if you allowed for that, there would be an optimal point. Like, the statistics would never work like that.
I just don't. I just don't understand why you would think about anything infinite. Like, that there is atoms. There is electrons. When it doesn't make any sense for them to think about some infinite vibration. Why would you have an infinite frequency? They're like, for the highest, the higher the frequency, the more the energy. Like, why would you think that? I don't understand it. I just don't understand. What am I missing?
Resolved the catastrophe almost by accident. While searching for a new mathematical approach to deriving the black body spectrum, he needed some sort of math trick to count those supposedly infinite energy states. In what he described as a moment of desperation, he tried something pretty silly. He decided that those particles could only vibrate with energies that were a multiple of some minimum energy. He quantized the energy states. He set this minimum energy to be.
Okay. So instead of saying, he said there is a minimum energy. That's the first thing. And second thing is that every level of energy must be a multiple, an integer multiple. So he did two things. He said there is a minimum energy, and everything is a multiple of that energy.
The frequency of a particle's vibration, time is a very, very small number, a number that had yet to be measured. That number became the Planck constant. It was a move similar to smooshing your hand on the keyboard when your computer freezes. But it worked. It allowed Planck to equipartition energy in a way that solved the ultraviolet catastrophe.
I wish they would show us exactly what he did. It's like, I still don't understand what he did.
Because it limited how much energy those high-frequency vibrations could hold. Planck's new equation described the shape of the black body spectrum exactly across all frequencies of light. It became Planck's law. Now, Max Planck.
So Planck did not come up with E equals HF. I think that was Einstein. One second, I have an important message.
didn't originally think that these quantized energy levels were.
So what is this equation? So Planck took, notice what he did. He took Rayleigh-Jean's equation. It's now V or nu cubed multiplied by H. There's no, he put Boltzmann here and the temperature here. I mean, it's completely different. It's a completely different equation. It's not just that he did what they say. This is completely different. I mean, he used a natural exponential.
Yeah, he's using Boltzmann.
Yeah. I mean, this is very surprising. Where'd you get this from?
I sent you the demonstration, I think.
Yeah, well, we'll come back to that. Right now, I gave up. I just want to see the math.
Were real, it was supposed to be a math trick. He expected his new constant to turn out to be 0, which would mean no interval between energy states, no quantization, no minimum energy. In that case,
I don't understand. He expected, that doesn't make any sense. He expected his constant to come out as 0. Why would you do that?
the Planck constant would have cancelled out in the final equation, but it didn't. The Planck constant is firmly entrenched in the Planck blackbody law. Energy quantization is real. Now, the actual value of the Planck constant still had to be measured. But given a mathematical form for the blackbody spectrum, it was possible to do this just by varying the constant until the Planck law matched the observed spectrum. But once you know the Planck law and an object's temperature, you can calculate the Planck constant just by finding the brightest part of an object's heat glow. For example, by observing the color of the sun. As usual, it took Albert Einstein to fully understand the physics behind Planck's strange quantized vibrations. Einstein realized that it's actually light that is quantized. Those little vibrating particles do have quantized energies, but it's because they can only gain or lose energy by absorbing or emitting one particle of light at a time. And that light comes in indivisible energy packets. Planck's discovery was the clue Einstein needed to hypothesize the existence of the photon. Part wave.
So E equals H nu is Einstein.
No, that's Planck.
It's Planck?
Yeah.
Planck.
Part particle carrying a quantum of energy equal to the now familiar frequency of the wave times the Planck constant. Einstein.
I don't know what this thing about photons. I don't understand. Why do you need to talk about photons? Well, you need to say this is entanglement.
No, it's not entanglement.
That's what a photon is. A photon is the collapse of the wave function. I think.
I proved this through the photoelectric effects. It got him.
This is no way to study anything. We need like a normal course that they explain everything really step by step. There's no way anyone can make any sense out of these videos. These videos are a complete waste of time.
The 1921 Nobel Prize in Physics, shortly following Planck's Nobel of 1918. These discoveries sparked a frenzy of sciencing that led to the quantum revolution of the 1920s. And that little number that Max Planck came up with in his moment of desperation, the Planck constant, remains at the heart of all things quantum. But not just quantum. By defining the shape of the blackbody spectrum, the Planck constant can be read in the color of the sun and the stars, in the brightness of different colors of the rainbow, and, combined with a small handful of other fundamental constants, it governs the behavior of everything in this spacetime. Thanks to the Great Courses Plus for sponsoring.
Oh my God, he said space-time. That's so blank. Okay, I give up. This is no way to learn anything. This is so depressing.
Guys, welcome.
No, we saw this already. This is useless.
No, it's not.
We saw it already.
Just try to understand.
What?
Try to understand it.
We saw it. There's no way you can make any sense out of a 2-minute video. They don't explain what this is. They don't explain what's in the box. They don't explain what this transfer. They don't explain anything. This is just, here is how you do it given this equipment. They don't explain the equipment. This is a waste of time. This is useless. I'm sorry. I cannot. For me, it's useless. Let's go back to writing a little bit of the paper because this is too depressing. Look, we need to write this paper. That's what we really need to do. I wish this wasn't so bright. Try Gemini. How can I make it less bright?
What less bright?
I want to make it less bright. How can I make it less bright?
I don't know.
It's too bright.
Maybe it has a dark mode. Probably not. But did you at least understand what the Planck's equation E equals to h v or f? Yeah, still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just.
You understood the equation, right?
I understood the equation. E equals hf.
Yeah.
Of course, but I don't see how that's useful.
It's very useful.
I'm trying. How do you prove E equals hf? What's your evidence that E equals hf? What's your evidence?
It's Planck's experiment.
Yeah, what's your evidence for that? Can you prove E equals hf?
Yeah, that's what Planck did.
But can you prove it?
Well, I'd have to do the experiment.
Yeah, you don't know how to prove E equals hf. So we don't know E equals
Well, I
hf.
know how to do the experiment. I just haven't done it.
Okay, look, we don't know. I don't know how to reproduce. I don't know how to prove E equals hf. I don't know anything about quantum mechanics. It's maybe if we did a real online course, a real quantum mechanics, like an academic
No,
course.
that's boring.
It's
But
boring.
you can you were doing the Susskind's course, right?
Susskind is not academic. That's not. It's too fast. It's not academic.
It's not academic.
No. Academic means with a book. You need a textbook, and the textbook has everything step by step, very slowly.
I don't like that. That's boring.
You have to do it. You have to do it.
No, that's boring.
And
I
you
already
need to,
understood.
and you need to do you need to have examples. You need to solve the examples, and then you need to do the questions.
That's boring.
You have to do it.
It's too long.
You have to take your time and do it. There's no way around it. Otherwise, you're really wasting your time. Anyway, let's see about this paper. Okay, proof of Einstein, introduction. So in his lecture, Shankar said, so really what I wanted to say is that all mainstream physicists.
Mainstream is,
One
together.
word.
Yeah.
Physicists.
You shouldn't start with that.
I don't know what else to say.
Call them mainstream. They're like oh, that's a conspiracy
What should
theory.
I say? I don't know what to say. It is
Oh,
conception today.
status quo physics, whatever.
It is a common conception today that what? The speed of light is a constant. However, no one knows why. Some say that it is a conspiracy. Okay. I have to go soon. Okay. It is a common conception today, these days, today, that the speed of light is a constant. However, no one in mainstream physics knows why. But they don't know that they don't know why. They don't admit that they don't. I don't even know what to say. Some say that it is a conspiracy. Some, like Shankar, call it a conspiracy. Some call it a conspiracy.
Okay, this is fine.
What do you mean? I want to. I want to say some call it a conspiracy, some
Okay.
call it a parrot, some call it a conspiracy.
Some, you could say, some call it it's usually called a postulate, but some even call it a conspiracy. You could say something like that.
Some call it a conspiracy. In his lecture, Shankar said the following. What year was this? I didn't put the year. 2015. Some pretend to explain it only to end up admitting that it is paradoxical. In his video, O'Dowd says, who is here? Oh, Judas. What's up?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes.
Why are you so quiet?
I'm quiet?
Oh, I'll turn you up now.
Okay. How are you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
How are you?
I'm good.
That's good.
I'm at work.
I can't hear you. What?
I'm at work.
You're at work. That's great. So you're making millions of dollars.
What? Huh?
You're making millions of dollars.
How?
You work. Work.
How are you making that much?
Because you work. When you work, you become wealthy. Otherwise, you wouldn't work.
No, you don't.
Oh, you don't. Well,
There's like 6 billion people who work 9 to 5, and they're like still poor.
Okay. Anyway, what's up? What do you want to talk about?
I'm just, well, I don't know. There's nothing to do in the work, so I'm just bored.
Really?
So I'm on my shift right now.
Nice.
No, not nice. But yeah.
Not nice. Terrible.
There's nothing to
What?
Huh?
What?
Okay, I'm bored. Bye.
Bye. Work, 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 work. Work, 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 work. Work, work, work. Okay, so
It was a strange conversation.
yes. So some, like O'Dowd 2015, pretend to explain it only to end up admitting that it is paradoxical. In his video, O'Dowd says this is all pretty paradoxical, and so there are, by definition, inconsistencies in this picture. Okay. How is this relevant? Why do I care that this is what they say? I don't think we should mention this. I don't see the point. I'm not going to do this. I don't care. All I want to show is the setup. Forget it. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. I'm just going to show this setup, and that's it.
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, it's going to be impossible to prove, and there's no point. There's no point in proving this. I'm not gaining anything. Where should I dump this? The first postulate. Dark energy. I need a dumping ground. I need a new document that's just a dumping ground. This new document, just dump everything here and just call it dumping ground. Okay. Okay. I put you at, wait, somebody's writing something? Wait. Did someone write something? I don't see anything anywhere.
Yeah, I heard it.
Where is that? I don't see anything.
Let me check.
No, there's nothing.
Oh, that was for me then.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, so this is the thing, introduction, the setup. So what are we doing in this papel? What are we doing?
Okay, what are we doing?
Let's see. For that, we will introduce a thought experiment. This thought experiment will consist of a bathtub.
Using these technological advancements.
What?
Using these technological advancements. I like that.
Oh my God, this is so painful. Writing is the most painful process a human can undergo. That's it. It's the most painful. So painful. So painful. Okay. I would say no setup. I would just say, let's introduce a thought experiment.
We will introduce what's fine.
Let's introduce a thought experiment. This thought experiment will consist of a bathtub filled with water. In this bathtub, we will place a rubber ducky. We will add some technological advancements to this rubber ducky. Using these technological advancements, the rubber ducky will measure the speed of the surface water waves. The technique employed, we will assume that the rubber ducky has a mechanical clock that is based on the waves themselves. The rubber ducky will be at times stationary and at times moving with respect to the water. Notice that this proof is in no way undermining Einstein's paper. Einstein's deduction from this postulate, I don't want to talk about that. I don't care. I don't care about Einstein. He's not a parameter in this equation. Proof. So this is the setup. So introduction is the setup. I wouldn't call this proof. I would say that these are just the diagrams. We just need to explain each diagram. So these are the diagrams. Or just the diagrams, I don't care. Okay, let's go through the introduction again. Let's introduce a thought experiment. Yeah, you're right. We will now introduce in order to derive Einstein's second postulate, we will introduce a thought experiment. The following thought experiment. The following thought experiment. This thought experiment will consist of a bathtub filled with water. In this bathtub, we will place a rubber ducky. We will add some technological advancements to this rubber ducky. Using these technological advancements, the rubber ducky will measure the speed of the surface water waves.
Now it will measure. Oh, how will it measure the speed? Oh yes, it can do that. No, it can't measure.
Okay, I think this is enough.
It can't measure the speed.
I think this is enough. The next.
No, but it can't measure the speed. Like that's not correct.
Why?
How is it measuring the speed? It can't measure time.
Why not?
The
velocity. Using these, the rubber ducky will measure the velocity of the surface water waves.
Oh, yeah, more or less.
We will demonstrate that the velocity as measured by the rubber ducky will be constant regardless of the motion of the rubber relative to the water. This battery, I think, is dead. I don't understand. Oh, maybe this. Oh, I don't know. What about this battery? It's fine. It's fine. Oh my god. I am in such pain, you cannot believe it.
Why? Writing.
No, it's because of her. She did it. But tomorrow, I have someone coming over tomorrow night. We'll see. Maybe she's hot.
Okay, you're doing fine.
Yeah, I'm doing fine. That's not the problem. I'm very selective. Like I had a chick cry. Did I tell you that she cried in my ear? I
Yeah, you
told you,
told me.
right? Yeah, I told you. Oh my god, she's so strong and like she's successful. She's pretty. She's okay, but she couldn't handle it. That I rejected her. My god, she cried. That's like if I could, I would cry for how I've been dumped. It's like everybody gets dumped, everybody cries, except for men. Men can't cry. We don't have the mechanism to sit and cry. We just suffer. For us, it's just painful. We can't cry. We can laugh, but we can't cry. And girls, women, they can just cry and then they're fine. We can't cry. We don't have the mechanism. We don't have the technology to cry. They could just sit there and cry. Oh my God, they're so lucky. And we can't. We just suffer. We suffer. We are in such pain, and women, they don't know how much pain we endure. For them, they just cry. For us, no, it's actual pain. It's so much pain. And what do we do because of the pain? We just sit there and laugh. We can't cry. Don't have the technology. Anyway.
I mean, you can cry.
How? I don't know how to. How do you cry?
How do you cry?
How do you do? I mean, I'm in such pain. If my response to all this pain is to sit here and laugh, obviously I don't have the technology to cry. Are you kidding? Do you know how much pain I'm in? You don't know. You don't have any notion what
You do
kind.
like you put like you mix water with like pepper, and then you put in your and then you pretend that it's a tennis ball.
Yeah, I should do that. That is actually that might help. Oh my god, this is so painful. Okay, let's see. What do we got?
I got a friend watching the stream, and she says she recommends looking at puppy dying videos.
Puppy dying videos.
That's fun.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. We should watch puppies dying. Yeah.
Like the worst idea.
No, it's a good idea. Look, anything that
What?
will make me
Probably.
cry. If I can just cry it out. Oh my god, I just want to cry. Can I please cry? It's really painful. What am I supposed to do with all this pain? What
You
is the
can
point?
watch- yeah, but it might work. You can watch like a sad movie or something.
No, but can you explain to me what evolution had in mind? What did Darwin had in mind when he
I don't
came
think
up with?
it's evolution that much.
Oh, of course it's evolution. Evolution.
I mean, there are guys who cry.
No, guys cannot cry. Look,
There are
evolution
guys who
took.
cry.
Evolution took.
I see Jordan Peterson cries on stream.
He takes drugs and he's a
takes
drug
drugs.
addict.
Yeah, kind of. But
No,
I
he's
don't know if that's the drugs.
I don't know. I wish I could cry, but he's like he's religious. He believes in God. He believes in fairy tales and not. He supports Putin. Of course, he's gonna cry.
He supports Putin.
Yeah, he supports Putin. Of course.
He supports Putin, really? I have
Yeah.
no idea.
He's
so
right wing.
So he supports both. So he supports both Russia and Israel.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Somehow
Oh,
he supports Israel because he is Christian, and he supports Putin
Okay,
because
that's a stupid reason to support Israel.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, I don't know. Does he support
don't
Putin? I know he supports Israel.
Yeah, he supports Netanyahu, and he supports Putin. Yeah, whatever. I don't care. Let's continue. Let's continue with this, with our suffering quietly. All right. So, in order to derive Einstein's second postulate, we will introduce the following thought experiment. We will demonstrate that the velocity, as measured by the rubber ducky, will be constant regardless of the motion. And that is, well, this proof, right? We will demonstrate this demonstration. We leave it as an exercise for the reader to project this demonstration into the speed of light. No, we don't. So once we demonstrate this with the speed, with the velocity of water, it should be obvious
I don't think he supports Putin.
I don't care. Okay, once we demonstrate this conclusion, yeah, he does. Relative to the velocity of water, it should be obvious. I don't want to say it should be obvious. It is left as homework exercise for the reader.
It is left as an No, we're going to explain it.
Once we demonstrate this conclusion relative to the velocity of water waves, what do we do about light waves? It should become obvious. I would say it should become obvious to the reader a similar process occurs when we as humans, not as rubber duckies, we as humans in real life measure the speed of electromagnetic waves. Yeah, because I cannot prove. There's no way to prove except for I can demonstrate that this happens.
Yeah, I mean, all we can demonstrate is that you won't be able to measure anything like that. That's basically it.
1 second.
Because he can't vary his clock.
1 second. Who is... Oh. One second. Okay, I gotta go.
All right.
No, I mean, give it a few more seconds. Okay, so I don't think I can do more than it should just say it should become obvious to the reader that a similar process occurs when we as humans in real life measure the speed of electromagnetic waves.
Okay, yeah, that's that. It's necessarily true that
I don't know if
that you're always dependent
it's an
on your own clock.
it's a theory. It's a theoretical explanation.
No, you're always dependent on your own clock. Like if your clock must change, right?
Look, okay, let's forget about it for now. Let's just go. The next step will be to go through the diagrams and talk about each one. Explain each diagram slowly. Tell the story. Tell the story of each diagram. Tell the story. Just tell the story. Each diagram here is a story. Basically, it already says the story, but we need to say maybe a little more because people are idiots. We want a normal person with no prior knowledge of the art to be able to read the story and say, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes, yeah.
Yeah, the key is that the clock is based on the waves of the medium.
Exactly.
And that's what we have to emphasize.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Let's spend a few more minutes. Let's start going through the diagrams. Diagrams, assumptions, postulates. No. Just the diagram. Diagram 1, diagram 2. The rubber ducky is mechanical. I don't care. So, diagrams. So, it's figures. We call them figures, not diagrams. Figures. Okay. Figures. Okay, figure 1. Okay. It's called figure 1-1. Okay, so in figure 1, this is the water in the bathtub, top view of the bathtub. So in figure 1.1, I can just say in this figure, it's right next to me. This figure, we are setting up our thought experiment. We are taking a bathtub, bathtub, filling it with water, and that's it. And filling it with water, that's it. So what I should do is insert a horizontal line between figures. Okay, let's try this again. So there's 2 lines here. Okay. Okay, in this figure, what are we doing? This is the rubber ducky. In this figure, we are introducing our rubber ducky into the bathtub. Okay. Next. So there's... Okay. In this figure, this is the rubber ducky's clock. It is based on Einstein's clock thought. There is no such thing as Einstein's thought clock. Einstein's... Okay. This is the rubber ducky's clock. It is based on Einstein's clock thought experiment. No, it's not. There is no such thing as Einstein's clock thought experiment. So forget about this. This is the rubber ducky's clock. Now we're going to explain how the rubber ducky's clock. Okay, so in this figure we are introducing the rubber ducky's clock. One second. Let me see, anything interesting? Nothing. Okay. So in this figure we are introducing the rubber ducky's clock. This clock consists of a top this is a what was that? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What?
No, nothing. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. All right. So in this figure, we are introducing the rubber ducky's clock. This clock consists of a top. Well, I'm not going to say how it consists of because that's in the next figure. Next figure. So the initiated wave, the tick initiator, the ticking. Okay. The ticking wave transmission initiation. Okay, so the initiated wave. So in this figure, well, we didn't say how the clock works. We need to mention right, so in this figure, we're introducing the rubber ducky's clock. The way this clock is going to work is based on the water surface waves. A water wave will be initiated from the top towards the bottom detector, from the top wave initiator, from the top wave initiator towards the bottom wave detector. And okay, later after that, a wave will be initiated by the bottom wave initiator, and a wave will be initiated by the bottom wave initiator towards the top wave detector. This process will continue forever, where each top to bottom wave is...
I think we should reduce the pictures here.
We should do what?
Should have less pictures.
No. Each picture is very specific. It's a very specific part of the story.
Oh, it's too specific.
It doesn't matter. I don't care. Where each top to bottom wave is called a tick, and each bottom to top wave is called a talk. So a complete cycle includes a tick and talk. Okay. Okay. Next. Okay, now I should go. Now I'm going to be late.
Yeah, I should go too.
Okay. All right. So I'll be in touch with you either later today or tomorrow.
All right.
All right, man. Thank you. Talk to you
I
later,
mean,
buddy.
aren't you going to party all night?
No, it's a short party. It's not.
Okay. Nice.
It's yeah.
So
All
then we
right.
should start writing the next one.
You want to start writing the next paper?
No, after we do this one, we
Okay.
start writing the other one.
Okay.
All right, it's almost done with this.
Yeah.
All right, see you.
See you. Bye.
Bye.